Is this the one that you and Badger are going on about? Link me again, because yeah, I've been meaning to click on them, but I just keep forgetting to. Because I want to get a few Warhammer minis as well, so I can try some of those to paint. Why not? Yeah, that's fine. I painted this guy recently. Maybe I should do. Does that flow through to Discord if you turn that off? Logitech Capture, is that the one? G-Hub. Oh, so Logitech Capture is another thing. I guess that's if you want to use the camera as a set capture. What's it called? Okay. Oh, well, I can't do it. But this guy, he's an adult. What is he? An adult elf that came with a kit that also has a green dragon wormling that I'm yet to paint. But I actually spent proper time on trying to make sure that there's no gaps, everything's properly lined, and I tried to do like 4 or 5 different layers of edge highlighting to try and get different detail, and I think I actually got it to a point that I'm happy with it. And fuck me, the face, oh, that was so frustrating. Yeah. Well, no, I had no problem with doing the flesh. The issue was he's got 2 very, very fine rows for teeth, like on his mouth. So having to do that, and the eyeballs. Oh my god, the fucking eyeballs! I was so. This guy's a little cross-eyed on the inwards part, but the problem was my detail brush. I don't know. I almost felt like chopping it up because I'd have a stray hair, or it would start drawing sooner than what I could actually see the tip doing, and I just got to the point where I pretty much colored in the whole area as black, and then tried to do the white strips either side, and then redo the face again. It was like, fuck, this is so frustrating. Anyway, I got it. I'm somewhat happy with him. But...
Evening.
Sure. So is this the 40k starter box set, the channel that Badger was linking or Jagger was linking? Who needs the new Warhammer 40k? In Dominus? Yep. Okay, I'll put that up ready to watch. And I'll go to the toilet before we start.
Judicar looks like he could get away with being a Necron. Oh, he's taking a knee. Oh, who's Did he re-roll another rogue? So besides Milky dying, who's been playing? What's been happening? The Crypto Thralls are interesting. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what they remind me of, and I can't get past a washing machine gone bad. I'd love them to hear them say, "Would you like to be tumble dried?" Jeez. Don't want to know. They kind of. Have you seen Immortal Machines? It's a movie. There's a sort of Necron-based character in it, and they do kind of remind me of that. It's the same thing. They all are.
Um,
The Doom soundtrack too fast paced.
nah, you can do it once we get to hell, though. Search up things like Lufia 2 soundtrack or Chrono Trigger soundtrack or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Where are these slackers? Okay. Nah, I reckon he's okay.
I never left, just watching YouTubes. Seeing what mods I can do to my motorbike. Someone should text him.
He's usually a few minutes after 8.
We lost the DM. Quick, level up.
He's gone?
Yep.
Oh,
We all get 3 levels.
6 levels each.
If you haven't leveled up, too bad, you missed out.
He won't notice.
You're all reset to level 3. Okay. Good luck
Where's
doing
Apples?
this.
You made me do it.
Good luck doing this dungeon.
But we'll be like 3 different classes.
It was easy to start with, though.
Well, it wasn't, but we had environmental advantage in tunneling enemies.
You guys played smart.
Now we're missing
Wait,
it.
Mark.
Oh, he's here. I don't have to text him.
Hello.
You can text him anyway, because he's your friend and you want to. What's your number, Devondy? Say it now while you're on stream, so I can text you.
Give up all your personal information.
628-395.
Can I get your credit card number?
That's Daddy's number.
That's
Don't,
another.
don't share that. I gave you that in confidence, man.
Daddy's been trying to hide it for years from me, so it's all good now.
Oh, I need to get on to roll 20. Hold on. Roll 20? Got it. Yep.
Time to find me some plate mail.
You've got plate mail.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, no, we're giving up on that. We've found you like 3 sets and you've stuffed it up every time. It's on you now.
What you guys talking about?
Gotta turn your camera on, Apples. Antibody.
Yeah.
Did we lose a map?
No?
It should not be all black.
Yeah, it's all black 'cause it's all scary.
What do you mean it's all black?
Bottom right corner, yeah? That's where we started. Oh.
There we go.
Why'd you refresh it?
Fuzzy just hadn't scrolled to the right.
Probably. It's a small map, I promise. It'll work out.
Why is there nothing on the map? It's just a cutout. Or is mine not loaded right?
Scroll to the right.
No, I'm there. I can see the cutout. It's just a
Ah,
grid.
it hasn't loaded. Yeah, just refresh then.
I blame you, Fuzzy.
Oh no, I got it fixed this well. You would have had nothing if I didn't say anything. Nothing.
There we go. All the little blurries are there. Slowly loading in. Fuzzy, you should make my internet faster.
I can try. You
Good.
have to pay for it though.
I will send you $3. What were we doing? I seem to recall Darty went invisible for no reason.
No, he discussed on it, but he didn't. We had a long rest after killing 3 giant imp fuckers.
I'm just trying to quickly work out what's happening with this token. Give me 2 seconds, sorry.
I didn't even realize my camera was off.
Who the fuck's the journal?
Grundy, how close are you to the weird lockdown area?
Oh, I just know it's not my postcode. I haven't really looked at the areas. I don't really care.
He stays at
been
home
like-
anyway. It's no. It doesn't matter.
Nah, it's not me. Nah, whatever. I don't know if it is or not.
Yeah, I've been watching it like slowly creep towards the city suburb of the suburb.
All right, sorry. Can't change it. I'll fix it up after this. All right, we ready to go? Looks like we're all on.
I am ready.
I like how Vanesh and Rock have red in their names.
You can't
on
see the yellow or green or whatever color it is on our white backgrounds, so we get red.
Thick black outline will fix everything. Know your memes
But I haven't
What are you talking about?
on the stream.
on the stream.
But that's okay. I won't look at myself and talk. Instead, I'll tell you about last time. So last time, you started up in the top tower of the Van Thamper Villa and were interrogating the 2 prisoners that you just released from the cage after defeating the imps in the room. And they told you a whole lot of nothing of value. It turns out that they were captors of the Van Thamper family because they were doing wrong by the Van Thamper family and were tortured by the imps that were there. After releasing them, you escorted them safely out of the house and let them move on, along with the 70-year-old, very decrepit waiter that you'd managed to knock unconscious earlier on. With them safely gone, you ventured on down into the lower parts and come into a cellar underneath the kitchen. This took us into a very open room where there was a number of boxes, and while investigating one of the boxes, out spewed 3 fiendish imp-like creatures to wreak havoc on you all. And quite tricksters they were, as they were throwing their tail spines throughout the room and trying to get grappled here and there, but managing to escape to much success. After a bit of back and forth, you managed to overcome the adversaries, but were severely exhausted. From that time, you decided to board up the room and take a long rest. During this long rest, each of you found that through very consistent timing, there was some very muffled footsteps that appeared in pairs that were walking around to the east of the doorway. And there was this smell, a very strong incense smell that was coming past as they were walking. And then as they moved on, the smell sort of dissipated. You also heard some murmurs coming from upstairs of what appears to be some guards that were a bit disgruntled by not receiving a communication that that there was going to be a swap of watch. Anyway, they returned back to their guard duties, and you completed your long rest without further incident.
You forgot that Thanesh almost died.
I thought that was a general occurrence for each session that we've
Don't
had
need to
lately.
mention that. It's just a given. It's just what happens.
Would you have 1 death save?
I think I got to 2 death saves last week.
Okay. Yeah, well, it was close, but you guys managed to pull through. And now this is where we pick back up. You've scouted through the rest of the area. You've unboarded the door and... actually, no, sorry, you have not unboarded the door. You've all completed the long rest. You've done a swap of spells, some of you, and you're now ready to take on this area. So, over to you. What do you do?
Remove the barricade that's in front of that doorway.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I will not do that and instead cast good berries.
You always have a knack of using one of your spell slots after your rest, don't you?
I forgot, and usually, and I don't think I had any, did I?
I'm not too sure. I can't remember.
I think he used them all.
Very likely.
Yeah, I only had a level 2 spell slot left. Otherwise, yeah.
Look
Hey,
at
Derek.
Ganesh's chin. There's a dribble of good berries.
I just looked on the Twitch page, and there's a giant picture. You should put the map there instead.
He changes it over soon enough. That's the cover art of
Yeah, I did meant to flick it across. There you go.
Okay. All right, so Hevel's going to start moving through and removing the barricade. You guys did board it up quite well. It took you a little bit of time to actually get it to that level, so Hevel doing it himself may take a few moments.
I listen intently.
I'll give Havel a hand.
Oh, good. Someone helps.
Well, he is like the strongest guy of the group, so.
Yeah.
So after about 10 minutes, you manage to push away a few of the boxes and the barrels and give yourself enough opening to open up the door.
I'm going to send Fip through the door and have a watch.
Okay. All right.
Now, the beams in the roof, are they, is there gaps between the beams and the ceiling, or the beams flush up against the ceiling? Or is there no beams, and I am mistaken?
There are no beams. So, Vip flies out into this area and sees the curved roof that was described, and there is smooth stone trenches that are cut into the floors that you can see here, creating a channel of water. And the water is very ever so slowly moving. So it is running. The beams that you're talking about that you think you're seeing there, they're actually green lanterns that are hanging on a chain off the roof.
Okay.
They're hanging by 1 foot, and it's got green stained glass around it. Vip sees a few smaller channels that are connected into the wall, and that's where water can run into. Give me 1 second.
It's a rich person's sewer.
Yeah.
Do you guys want
Proper
some of my
aqueduct
berries
aspect.
to hold on to?
It's probably a good idea if, yes. I can't respond at the moment, so I'm focusing through Fip.
Yeah, sorry.
I put some good berries in Dinesh's pockets. I put 3 of them in his pockets, and I hand 3 to Hevel, and I hand 3 to Izzy, and I keep 1 for myself.
Okay.
How generous.
So in terms of the trench, Fip sees that it's around about 4 foot wide and 3 feet deep. So there's 2 raised walkways on either side, and you'd be able to walk single file along them.
Okay. I'm going to send Fip towards... Oh, actually, we heard things walking across, so I'm going to have Fip look to see if there's anybody walking or any movement to the south and to the north.
Okay.
Does Vip have super hearing?
I don't know on that one. But right now, where Fip is currently, can't see anything. He could see, it's very dimly lit from the lanterns. It's not a very bright light that's shining through from it. But right now, it's just sort of got this green hue against the stone walls and the stone curved roof as well.
From earlier, are we able to tell if the person doing the patrols came from the north or the south?
You could not. You could tell there's muffled footsteps that were coming from an easterly direction of your room, but you couldn't tell which way they were sort of fading to and from. The part of the barricade and the strong stone walls made that a bit hard for that sound to come through.
Don't lock that.
Dinesh is giving away our
Alright,
location.
so Fip doesn't see anything?
No.
No. Okay. I'm going to send Fip towards the north.
Okay.
To the wall.
Fip sees that it curves off towards the west.
Alright, keep going.
I spray some of the perfume on Dinesh. I have lots of bottles of it.
Fip sees it continues on towards the westerly direction and also sees a part that curves off towards the north.
Yeah.
Rock and Hevel, as you've stepped out,
Oh no.
you've noticed that the smell here, it smells of that lingering incense that you could both smell during your watch, though not as strong. And there's a very, very, very slight undertone of raw sewage.
Ew. All right. I'm going to use
I
my
discussed
keen,
this intently with Hevel.
keen sense of smell to walk down here and then back up here and try to determine where the smell is strongest. Yeah.
Okay. Right now, it seems pretty constant.
No. All right. Fine. I'll walk down here. What do I see down that corridor?
Okay.
Can we get a sense that the smell might be coming from the lands, or they're not? That it's definitely something moving with the smell.
So you go up and give one of the lanterns a big sniff in, and all you can smell is hang on, just let me check if they all you can smell is just an oil lantern inside.
Okay.
Yeah. Hevel, as you progress downwards, you see this eastern pathway that you can hear a bit of the water coming in from this area, but it looks to be very collapsed along that eastern wall.
Oh, good. Well, I'm not interested in collapsed walls. Keep going.
Okay. As you start making your way southward, you smell the incense getting even stronger.
Oh, yeah. Rock, it's this way. I can smell it.
I cheer and start following.
I follow behind a little bit too.
At this point, I'm completely oblivious and I'm sending Fip in the other direction.
Okay. Hevel, as you round the corner, you see two men in robes, black robes, and each of them are carrying a sensor, which is a device hanging from a chain. They're sort of pendulum swinging in front of them, and from that you can see some wisps of smoke coming out, and from there you can smell a very strong amount of incense. The men wearing robes, they're each wearing a golden mask, and they're unique in their shape, and it looks to be like a terrifying visage similar to those of a devil. Upon seeing you round the corner, they instantly drop the sensor and draw their weapons. I'll get you to all roll initiative.
Are we familiar with this devil symbol?
You are not.
Cool, so it's not Baal, Bane,
Why don't they ever want to talk?
or
They always
Miracle.
just want to talk. I want to say at ease, boys. Fine. Alright, I got a 4.
9 for Dinesh.
15.
Is Dinesh in combat?
Is it all?
Technically, we all run.
Like another room, like he's walking. He's like, oh, what's that kid out of fucking?
So he's still going to be doing combat turns. Finish. What did you say? 14?
9.
9. Okay.
Rock was 14.
Rhea, please. Hevel.
3.
Yeah. So as you've round the corner, they've seen you, Hevel. They've dropped their sensor. They've drawn their weapon and said, "You should not be here. Get out now."
All right. I'm leaving. It's fine.
What did Rhea get? Sorry.
3.
And Rock, what's your +2 initiative?
2.
Izzy, you are first to act.
I obviously don't know the guards, but I can hear them. I message Dinesh to say we're heading south. We can smell them.
Okay. So you spend your action messaging Dinesh.
Yep, and I'll just move forward a little bit.
Now, actually, that is while you're in FIP, do you receive messages yourself?
I'm gonna look that up, so I'll find out.
One unread message. Memory is full.
Okay, look that up. You tell me what you want to do. In the meantime, Rock, it is your go.
I yell, form of a giant toad, and I turn into a giant toad.
That's unusual.
Okay.
39 points.
Do you really want a giant tongue in a sewer?
Yep. Why didn't it save the number? 39. There we go. He's got 39 health. And I jump in this puddle of water and I swim all the way around. I assume it's swimmable, yeah?
1 sec.
It's probably like boot depth.
So the water itself is inside is 3 feet wide, 4 feet wide, 3 feet deep. So the water's about 2 feet.
So being a large beast, it wouldn't be considered swimming?
No, you will be hopping in there.
God damn it. I burn the exact same amount of movement anyway. So we'll say 10 to there, 10 to there. Alright.
Yep.
And I come to here, because I only get 20 movement with this lad. And I bite
Okay.
the guy in front of me.
As you've leaped around, you've been able to see a bit more of the area towards the north. But yep, roll to hit on your bite.
I dropped it, but it's a better roll than I was hoping for. +4, 21.
That hits. Roll damage.
It's a D10 for damage. I've never rolled one of these. What's a 0?
That's 10.
10.
That's 10.
Because that was really upsetting. 10 and plus... So 10 piercing damage, and then...
It's 10 plus 2 piercing damage.
So 12 piercing damage, and then 4 poison damage.
Okay.
And the target is grappled.
So they unaware of this, hear this weird chant from around the corner of form giant toad and see this giant toad just hopping around. And the one towards the south is completely stunned by this event happening as this giant mouth just collapses over top, shattering his neck in one foul crunch.
No,
Oh, for fuck's sake. He was meant to live. He's grappled and he's restrained.
And very dead.
Damn it, this is false shit.
You can still grapple and restrain a dead person.
I choose to keep grappling and restraining him, Jonah.
All right, you are still clamped down on top of him, chewing away. Meanwhile, the is the cultist turn, and seeing this all unfold, he's going to hightail it out of there. He's going to use his action to disengage, and he's going to run. Yep. And yeah, so he's going to use his movement to run away, and he's gone up towards the northern path. Dinesh.
Okay, so I looked up message, and so when I cast familiar and focus in my familiar, I am deaf and blind to my own senses, and message does not work on a deaf person, so I do not hear it.
Okay.
So, Fip will continue to explore up top.
Fuzzy has the worst fucking luck ever with spells. It's okay, the lack of death makes it pointless.
So that was where Fip was resting there. Yeah.
Okay, so Fip can see this path continuing onwards to the west. Can also see what looks to be a doorway, halfway
Is
along.
there
From
anything directly to the north of Fip at the moment?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Apologies. It sees a pathway with the same channel, but no water running through it, and it does continue off towards the north.
Alright, so I'm going to follow the water.
The guy that ran away from me ran north, yeah?
Yes.
I see anything new there? Still got about...
Yep.
Yeah.
So Fip can see a small channel off towards the south, which you hear some water running out of, and then into the mainstream. There is a doorway to the north, and with that little more, Fip can see a double doorway a bit further along towards the south.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, so Dinesh has gone. It is now Hevel.
Well, I would go to pursue, so I'm gonna move to here and look up. What do I see?
Okay, yep, sorry. You move on. You see it curve off very sharply to the west.
I see an ass through your eyes.
I would move to there.
Okay.
Can you throw something at him?
You see the cultist hightailing away, trying to make his way towards the west. This part is quite hard for you to see in, as there are no regular lanterns that are hanging from the roof.
Suppose if I dash now, I'll get ahead of him. Or I could just attack him. What do you guys think?
Can you hit him from that range?
I can hit him, try and hit him with a spell.
Okay, up to you.
Alright, I'll try Sacred Flame. So Dex save 13.
He passes.
Right. Well, that's good. That's my turn.
Throw your hammer at him in frustration.
It is Rhea's turn.
Well, Rhea would have heard the commotion and seen me running as well, so she probably would, I imagine, pursue as well. Would she? I don't know. You know better.
I
You're
think
controlling
she
it.
would have dashed as hard as she could to try and get there because she loves whacking shit.
So her movement's going to get her there. Now, what do you want to do for her action?
Can she dash?
She certainly can.
Alright, I'll get her to dash. And I'll get her to go as far as she can. Even if she goes past the guy, which she probably won't. Oh, she might get equal with him.
So the issue is with the walkway, you cannot easily push past your teammates because it's a single file 3-foot walkway.
Could she go on the other side?
She certainly can. So this is going to change your movement around depending on how you want to handle it. So she'll be able to move another 30 feet from that location. You just tell me where you want to put her.
Well, if she was running, let's put her on the other side. Yeah, let's put her on the other side.
Okay. She's now in line with the cultist, brandishing her two-handed sword very aggressively.
How wide's the gap? Did you say?
It is about 4 feet wide.
So you can
So
strike
enough-
across it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's just a little hop. I'll make you roll if you're under duress, though. Okay, after Rhea, it is Izzy. Your turn.
Woo, me again. I shall run down here. Where was it? There.
Yep.
So, from there, would I be able to see the cultist? With the big fat corner in the way.
I'll say yes, but it's counted as behind half cover.
Okay. I will give it a crack just to fireball him. Fireball.
Yep. Roll to hit.
Yeah, be specific. We're getting close to being able to cast fireball, and that could be dangerous.
25.
25, did you say?
25 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
6 fire damage.
Okay, you shoot off this fireball and catch him right in the chest. Just sneakily pop around the corner. Bang. Rhea and Hevel, you hear quite a muffled sort of thump as it's given like a very solid impact into and essentially winded, which is odd for this fireball, but firebolt. Sorry. Cultist is very shaken by that hit. And Rock, it is your turn.
I look at my flaming fist and wonder why it did bludgeoning damage.
I swallow the corpse.
Okay. One medium or smaller. Yes, you can. Is that why you're continuing to grapple him? Okay. If the attack hits, well, it's a guaranteed
He
hit.
fails.
The slide target is blind and restrained and has total cover, and it takes. Ooh, okay.
Technically, until they die, they can attack me from the inside, but they're blind.
That's it's very interesting. So if the toad dies, okay. What
If the
happens?
so I read up on it. If I die, he spews out of me.
Yep.
If I transform while he's alive, they've said he spews out of me.
Yep.
As soon as it's dead, it's considered non-existent. I can go and eat something else.
Okay.
And if I transform with a dead body in me, it's considered food.
You have a very full belly, and you are feeling quite satisfied.
And I only get 20 movement points, so 10, 20. I come to here. But I choose to do it as a giant leap.
Yep. Works fine for me. Okay. It is now the cultist's turn.
If he had any gold on him, you're going to be shitting gold next.
Fucking leprechaun.
And seeing Rhea in front, he's in turn actually going to stop and turn to Rhea and swing at her. But will cut across, and she very easily deflects it as she's at the ready. And you hear a command come out saying, "Assist us now, stop hiding." And at the same time, sorry, I just got to set it up. Hevel, you are attacked by a small imp.
We should have fucking known.
With what's that? So he's you see the same stinger that you've seen before come out and hit you with a 24.
That hits, yeah.
Yep.
Right
And-
between the plate.
Right between the gap in your plate, and hits you for 4 piercing damage. And you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
10.
And you take 13 poison damage as the barb seeps in, releasing quite a heavy dose of poison into you.
Do you want me to just eat you so you die? You can become the warrior lady?
Yeah.
Finish, it is your turn.
Alright, Pip keeps going.
Dinesh is gonna get us killed.
Yeah, you're gonna get yourselves killed because you ran away without me.
Fip moves along and sees another doorway towards the north, partway down, and what looks to be a bend where, like a T intersection that goes off towards the south. And the path does seem to continue towards the west as well.
Okay. This is pretty long, so I'm gonna make Pip dash.
Sure.
Hold on, just get that measurement right again because I forgot where it was. I got 40 feet to go. So what do I see here?
Yep, sorry, just setting up. Okay, Phipps sees off towards the south. A solid walkway with none of the carved trench in it that's lit up by the same lanterns, and also sees two cultists that look to be entering and moving towards the southern door. They are carrying a censer, and you can see some wisps of smoke come out of it.
Okay. I'm going to avoid them and come towards the south. So I've still got 10 feet coming down this way.
Would they see fit with the lanterns?
No.
Okay. Dip's gonna run to a frog and then get eaten.
You see the path continues onward and looks to open up a bit further south, but you can't quite see from where you are.
Okay, so I'll use my remaining 10 feet. And that's where I will end my turn.
Okay, Phipps sees what looks to be a cross intersection where there's a path that continues on towards the south, but there's also an east-west direction that opens up.
Yeah, cool. Alright.
Okay, Finesh is gone. Hevel, your turn.
All right. I might just cast. I know they're resistant to most things. We'll try. Yeah, we'll try the Sacred Flame on the imp.
Yep. That's
Oh,
a
no, actually, we'll do it on the cultist, dude.
okay. That's a dex save throw. Did you say?
Yeah, 13.
It fails.
Oh, good.
Fuck him up.
8.
Ooh, okay.
And that's radiant damage.
Okay, and what spell effect? I know it's radiant, but let me read it. So, flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see. Okay, so this pillar of bright yellow radiance that gives the indication of flames is shimmering off from the top. The cultist looks up towards it and see this radiant light enter into its eyes. And as it turns to look back to you, Hevel, you see the light fade from its eyes as it drops and collapses into a heap.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything else?
We fire. No.
Okay,
Mm.
it is Ray's turn.
Well, I think Rhea would attempt to jump across onto this corner next to the imp and strike at it with her double multi-attack.
Okay, yeah, roll your multi-attack.
24 for the first and 9 for the second. D10.
The first one hits.
1d10 plus 3, so 10 damage. Slashing.
Okay, Rhea cuts with sheer ferocity, but the blade bounces off the small body, leaving a series of smaller cuts where you thought there would have been one mighty cut. But you can see blood exiting on the imp. Okay, after Rhea, back around to Izzy.
I shall move into line of sight, and I'll just frostbite it.
Okay, and it's a save.
14. Constitution.
It fails.
I do 5 cold damage, which I expect it will resist.
You shoot off the frostbolt. You see that the radiant heat from the red scales is enough to slow the ice as it's starting to encase the imp. But you can see that there are some marks underneath where the frost has settled in, revealing some damaged skin. Anything else?
That's it.
Rock, you are up.
I 10, 20. Move into the water in front of the imp here.
Yep.
And bite it.
Okay, roll to hit.
Lick it real good.
Nat 20.
Hey, roll your damage. Roll your crit, sorry.
So I've got to double roll all the dice, correct?
Yes.
You don't double roll secondary damage, just the initial strike.
Is it?
Yeah. So for instance, if the imp was to roll a crit on somebody, you double damage the first strike, but the poison damage stays the same.
Okay, so just your piercing damage on the bite.
Alright, 18 piercing damage. I got 2 8s and plus 2. And that's a d10 again. That's a 6 or a 9. 6. Poison damage.
Okay, as you crunch down, much in the first time when you bit onto the cultist, you feel this imp almost partially disintegrate under the sheer force of your teeth. It is no longer moving after that first bite.
Don't get to swallow him again.
This is boss shit.
It is still grappled as a corpse.
I spit it out. Like rubbish.
Okay. Surveying the area, you feel safe from other attacks at this point in time. And at that point, combat will end. So, Dinesh, I'll go to you because you're not aware of the combat that's going on and still taking a turn. So, do what you wish.
Just flying and exploring. So,
He's doing laps.
Well, I don't know. It comes back onto where you guys are yet. So 35 feet. There.
cutting laps in the Falcon.
I like that. He's an outlet.
Okay. You see towards the south a doorway, and towards the east and west more of the trenches and the long hallways that you've seen before. Looking a bit closer, you see that the water, while moving slowly, is flowing right now towards an easterly direction.
Okay. I'll follow the water.
Okay.
And I will dash again.
Right, you see that there is a bit of a branch off towards the south. As you get closer, you hear that the water is running a little bit faster in this direction.
Okay.
I choose to get down into the water down here.
Okay.
For obvious reason.
As you progress through, you see towards the south what looks to be a gated area. And then looking more towards the east, it's very hard to see. Actually, what does Fip have dark vision?
I believe
Or
so.
blind
Hold
sight or
on.
something?
I do believe it has dark vision. It does. Dark vision 120 feet.
Okay. You see towards the eastern area a giant toad and what looks to be Rhea and Hevel standing over a large corpse and a small corpse. A very
Okay.
tiny corpse, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, to the south, is that a heap of bars that are preventing that from going any further? Or what's that?
Yeah, that's what you can see from there. It looks to be a sort of gated off area.
How wide are the bars? Or
Uh,
gaps?
It's a bit hard to tell from this distance.
Seeing the frog and Fip sort of avoiding stuff, I will go south.
Okay.
I will backtrack over here, and I'll pick up the sensors that the guards dropped.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Do I assess any sort of value in them? Like, can we tell what they were trying to detect, sense?
Yep, give me a sec. So this area, the bars are very close together, to the point that Fip wouldn't be able to squish and pass through. You can tell that this area looks to be the runoff for the liquid that's going on, and the bars are probably designed to catch a lot of larger items that are trying to pass through with the water.
Yeah, no worries.
There'll be loot.
You,
That's where the loot is.
Izzy, with the sensors that you pick up, you analyze it, and you can tell that there's very strong incense smell coming off from them. It's the same incense smell that you've heard as that you've smelled, sorry, as you've walked through here, but astonishingly stronger.
I hold on to them.
Okay.
I dismiss Fip.
All right, so Fip has been dismissed. You are back to yourself. You have one message waiting. You're not sure what it is.
Dinesh sort of looks around and sees that nobody's there, has no idea where anybody is. And so he steps outside and has a look. Sees everything for the second time, I suppose. And heads forward and assumes that everybody followed the bird and starts heading towards the north to try and catch up with everyone.
So would we have seen Fip? Would we have noticed Fip? Probably not from the distance.
Let me look. 1 sec. So Giant Toad's dark vision is only 30 feet, and you and Rhea do not have dark vision, from what I understand. Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your dark vision distance?
I don't know.
60 feet. Okay.
It's worth saying that Fip was illuminated with the lanterns.
But it is dim light, so no.
Okay. In that case, my next step would have been to check if someone wants to go get Finesse, since we just had a fight and we don't have him with us. So since Izzy, I know, messages him from time to time, I'd probably go to him and be like, Izzy, do you want to go get Thanesh?
I'll try again. I'd point in a direction where I think he might be and ask Thanesh, where are you?
Does it go through walls?
You point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper. So as long as you're within 120 feet. And it doesn't say anything about needing to see. You can cast this spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and know it's beyond the barrier.
Okay, well that's
There
up
you
to you, DM, because I have moved.
No, I'll say you can message you. Also,
Okay.
can you each add? Hang on, let me check how much XP they give.
1,000.
65 XP.
That's pathetic. A 217 damage to that? God.
Would Thanesh know that he got experience and thus we were in combat?
You got experience for exploring. There you
Just-
go.
Yeah, have you played World of Warcraft? You went to the new zone. Bought it for the first time.
No. Yeah, I guess you guys don't actually feel gaining experience. You just sort of feel that sudden rush of a level up. Okay, so Thanesh, you've heard the message that that your teammates have been in a combat.
I didn't
Yep.
say. I just said, where is he?
Where is he? Okay.
Where the bloody
Oh.
hell are you?
Reply, I am following you guys to the north.
I messaged him. You silly wizard, we went south.
So I will change my direction and then, well, I presume over a minute or two, catch up with everybody.
Before he does that, I put Mage Hand in the corner to point this way.
Ah! Alright, I see this floating spectral hand and
Because I could
follow
be
it.
fucked walking around to the corner to wait for you.
I push Hevel into this door a little bit. Just give him a nudge.
I open the door. Since Rock has been pushing.
Okay. As you get to the door, it pushes open freely.
I summon Mage Hand to hold one of the sensors I picked up and fly it into the room.
Okay, well, as you open up the door, you see in front of you a broad-shouldered figure with purple skin and a beard of wriggling snake-like tentacles as it stands in the middle of a room lined by iron doors, tightening its grip on a glaive as it glares at you through the darkness. Each door is set with a small barred window and a ring of keys hangs from the creature's belt.
Can I speak to it before we go into initiation? I want to say, prisoner transfer. Here for the prisoner transfer.
Looking at you, he says, "You are not wearing the robes of the others. You will now die."
Undercover.
And I'll get you to all roll initiation, please.
Gotta get some robes. It's ridiculous.
Thanesh has 13.
Raya has 4, and I have 7.
I have 14.
Because I take the strength, dex, and constitution of the frog, do I take its initiative?
If it has a bonus to initiative, then yes. If not, it'll just be whatever your roll is.
It has +1 dex, which would be +1 initiative.
I
I
think
normally have +2.
I think on the creature sheets themselves, they'll actually say underneath if it has a bonus to their initiative or not. So
always
because some of
treat
them.
I always treat that on top of the dex bonus.
Oh, did you?
Because, yeah, dex is naturally a bonus to your initiative. And for instance, Thanesh has +1 dex, which is +1 initiative. And then I also get a 3 bonus from my wizard subclass. So I get a total of +4. And I've always presumed that would be the same for the monsters.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, it gets +1.
How do you know that's not or pre-calculated for you on the sheet though?
Because
I
I did
mean,
the math
didn't
in my head.
you calculate that?
Listen here, Mr. Negative One, Dex.
I'm just asking a question.
Okay, so what did you get after that rock, after adding your +1?
I don't know. I rolled a 13. Whatever.
Or 14 then.
It's either a 14 or a 23. I don't know.
Okay, Izzy,
I got. Yep, sorry.
you got a 14.
Yep.
Yep. You've got the higher initiative. You are first to go.
Okay, so I can see him. What would I assess his race from purple skin? Is he an elf or something? Or unknown?
It is unknown at this point in time.
So is it just 2 arms of tentacles, or are there heaps of tentacles?
No, it's a beard of snakes.
It's a beard of tentacles,
Beard
Oh,
of
like
tentacles
writhing
I mean-
snake-like tentacles.
from the beard.
I'm
It's
just
a
gonna
Mandusa.
guys. Don't worry.
Think of
Medusa,
Pirates of the
the beard.
Caribbean. Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean with that's what you're seeing. But he's got purple skin
He sounds scary.
and he's holding a glaive.
I don't know what we're up against, so I'm just going to try and frostbite him.
Okay. And it's a con save.
Yes.
16.
He passes.
Good.
I don't do anything else.
All right. Rock, Mr. Frog, it is your go.
It's a toad. There's a difference. I don't know it, but it's something. I go to there in my froggish ways, and I
Go.
might
Go, Battletoad, go.
Can I turn into him? Is he a creature?
He is not a creature. Okay, so roll your hit.
Oh, fuck. 2 + 4, 6.
Okay, as you lumber forward, you're very clumsy enough that this guy just sort of ducks and weaves away from this giant mouth that falls short. Okay, anything else?
Nah, I'm gonna die.
Okay, Thanesh, it is your turn.
I'll quickly leap to the other side of Izzy, and I will cast Scorching Ray with all 3 beams.
Ooh, okay. All right, roll your attack.
All 3 this time.
It's always all 3. Scorching Ray.
Yeah,
Sounded really intense.
it's only if when he goes to a higher spell, he can use more.
I'm just
Roll
surprised you didn't try and
on the-
use me as cover.
On the dice. Now, every time I've tried to cast this spell, this has fucking happened. 2, 2, and 6.
Okay. you you fire off these
Jeez.
3 beams
I
that
got +6, but yeah.
so
So-
+6 on the 6, did you say?
So it'd be 12, 8, and 8.
You fire off these 3 beams, but they essentially make a perfect arc over the top of this creature, illuminating the room, making it a lot easier to see inside as there's no light. But you find no contact onto the creature.
Okay.
Impressive.
I will move forward and hide up against the door for cover.
No worries.
Up against the
But-
wall.
Should also say that command that he said, I don't recognize you, or you're not wearing the cloaks, you're prepared to die. That was said in Infernal. So only Hevel and Izzy understood that.
So what you're saying is I'm murdering for no reason at the moment.
You need a reason.
Apologies about that. Okay, so Thanesh is gone. It is the creature's turn. And seeing this frog leap at him, he's going to return an attack. And first off, these tentacles are going to lash out from its beard and take a strike at you.
Snakes eat frogs.
With a 17, what's your AC as the frog?
11.
They hit you for 6 piercing damage, and I'll get you to do a Constitution save, please.
Don't fuck it up.
9?
Doesn't sound good.
You feel
Okay.
from the tentacles a poison has seeped into you, and you feel the effects of being poisoned.
Wait. Do I get advantage on my con save?
If that follows through from
Yes.
your
All my resistance and stuff do.
yes, yeah, okay, so yes, roll again.
No, it got worse. Don't worry.
You now feel the effects of the poison, one that you would normally be able to resist, but you are now feeling it seep in. And while you're distracted by the tentacles stabbing away at you, you feel the glaive swing over top, chopping into the back of your body. And you receive... Where's that die? Ooh. Yeah, nice. You receive 4 slashing damage. And you need to make another Constitution saving throw, not with advantage.
Well, this is more good. 16 plus 1, 17.
Okay. Just see if it does. Okay. As yeah. So you feel the glaive strike into you, but leaving just a normal wound in its place. So yeah, that's the end of the creature's turn, and we are
Do
now.
I take damage from the poison?
No. So this poison is different. Yeah. So this is a different poison. I won't tell you what it is, but you are currently poisoned.
Poison frog.
Okay, Hevel, your turn.
Alright, I will get into the room. Can I get to that location, or will I be attacked?
I'll say you can move to that path.
Alright. I get to that location and then I touch rock and I cast protection from poison. So the poison's neutralized, and for the duration, which is 1 hour, the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and it has resistance to poison damage.
Okay. So you, after being touched, you feel that seeping poison that comes from the beard exit out of your body, and you no longer feel the effects of being poisoned.
Nice.
Yeah, and unfortunately you don't get double advantage, it's still just a singular
Oh,
advantage.
that's not shit.
Yeah. You don't get double resistance either.
Yep. Okay, anything else for your turn?
No.
Turn to facing.
He's right. Evel's gone. Rhea, it is Rhea's turn.
Alright. Rhea, I would want to move into that location if she can.
Yep. So she'll be able to enter there.
Okay.
However, she's having a very hard time seeing in this room.
Okay. Would that affect her attack rolls or anything?
Yeah, so in terms of, because there is no light that she can see, the only light is the dim light from the lantern that only emits in a very small radius. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's only a very small radius. It's 10 feet. She's effectively blinded, so she'll have disadvantage on her attack rolls.
This is a lantern from the previous room, right?
Yes, this is this lantern here.
Yeah.
So it's only 10 feet from there.
Sounds like Thanesh needs to light a bonfire.
Yeah. Well, if she can't see, like before she entered the room, would she be able to have seen him if standing behind the lantern? Like, would she know that the guy is right there in front of her?
She knows that there's combat happening in there. She knows that the Toad was attacking and that he was being attacked back. But it's just not enough light in there to fully grasp where the creature might be, how big it is, things like that.
All right. Well,
So
she's
she
a
can
mad.
effectively take a wild swing.
All right. She's a mad woman. She'll run in and take a wild swing with a multi-attack.
All right, so roll both with disadvantage.
5 for the first, or it's plus to hit. So 10 for the first. And 8 for the second.
So she gives a wild slash away with both of her, both swings, but catching nothing but air in front of her. She's unable to accurately gauge where this creature is.
Cool.
All right. So after Rhea, it is Izzy. Your turn.
Right. What do I want to hit him with? I'm just going to try a firebolt.
Sure. Okay. Roll to hit.
That one.
Oof. Okay. All right, you shoot off the firebolt, and it just narrowly misses Hevel as it scorches past his face. You see the room illuminated briefly as the fireball then strikes up against the wall behind, and you see the creature standing in front of you with the glaive at the ready, ready to attack the toad.
Did I say firebolt? I meant flare. I do nothing further.
Okay. Rock, your turn.
I try and bite it.
Okay, roll to hit.
Uh, 18.
That hits. Roll damage.
Uh, 3 piercing. And 6 poison.
3 piercing and 6 poison. Okay.
And it is now grappled and restrained.
Okay, so as you've bitten on, you find that the skin is very hard and very strong, like a very tight leather, to the point that you feel that your bite has not done its full amount. And as you try to seep in the poison from your saliva around it, you find that it just licks and falls straight off from the skin. Your tongue, though, has remained wrapped around the creature, restraining it.
Is it restrained or grappled?
This
is
one
both.
actually calls out, while this target is grappled, the target is restrained.
Ah, so he can actually move it if he maintains it as well.
Oh,
Which
no,
could
there's
be-
better than that. If the next round happens, I eat it.
All right.
It is a huge frog. Toad, sorry. Okay, so Rock has gone. Dinesh, your turn.
Considering I cannot see very well in there, I cast light on my staff and then throw it into the room on the floor.
Okay, the room is now illuminated easily enough that you can see towards the north and the western side, which you could already see by the tokens. Those prisons appear to be populated with people. One person in each of those rooms.
Daddy, is that your spell focus?
What?
The staff.
No, I have a component patch.
Oh, good. Fuck.
He's just not going to throw it. Yeah, cast light on your book and throw it in there as well while you're at it. Okay, anything else for your turn, sorry?
No, I will continue to use the wall as cover.
Okay. It is now the creature's turn, and I believe it has used its action to try and break the restraint, because speed becomes 0, attack rolls have advantage, and has disadvantage on dex saving throws. Let me just check.
Oh,
Um,
that works good for my sacred flame.
If he doesn't break out of it.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good. because
Fail.
radiant damage. Yeah.
As it, strains and groans against the tongue, you find almost like a Chinese finger trap. Your tongue grips tighter around the creature as it's not sure which way to go. It is still restrained.
I wink at it sexually.
Your tongue is doing weird things to its snake head.
Okay, all right. It, in return, winks back to you. And Hevel, it is your turn.
I'll cast Sacred Flame.
Okay,
Dexterity 13.
and that is a con save. Sorry,
Dexterity save.
dex save.
13. Yeah.
It fails.
8.
Of radiant.
Yep.
Okay, and he's getting more familiar with his attack. You channel this light beam of radiant fire on top of it, and it takes the full brunt of this as you feel you've completely bathed in it in light, and it's damaged it quite considerably. But as the light subsides, you see all the muscles and all the tentacles fully intact, and it's almost as if not much has happened to it. But you can see that it has been damaged by it.
You indicating that it's it could be resistant to it, or
No,
that
sorry.
it just wasn't out of its health?
It's still very healthy.
Right. Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Yep. Thank you.
That's all right. I was trying something, didn't quite work. Okay.
He has lots of health.
Hevel is gone. It is Rhea's turn.
All right. Well, Rhea will now be able to see.
Yep.
And she will go for her multi-attack with the longsword.
Sure. Okay. And they are with advantage. Attack rolls against with advantage while restrained.
Oh, good, because she just got a natural 1. All right, good. So the first one's a 21,
That one hits.
and the second one is a 19.
That one hits also. Roll your damage.
Swear to God, if you fucking kill it.
No, you don't want to eat it, Apples. It's carrying
No.
keys. It's got
One. 1, 3, so that's 4 and 6, 10 damage.
In total?
Yep.
Okay. She gives 2 much more accurate slashes as he's now bathed in the light from this glowing staff, and she gets both to contact on the right shoulder, and feels as if it's cut in, but it's almost done a very similar bounce off the skin as what she's had with the imps previously.
She needs a holy weapon. Need to enchant holy.
Sorry, I'm just doing some quick math. Okay, all right, that's fine. You see two small cuts open up on the shoulder blade of the creature. And after anything else for Rhea?
Would she be able to shuffle back to this position? Or this
Yes.
position?
Yes.
Considering it's, restrained.
Yeah, she'll be able to move to that position.
You know what? I might put her diagonal to, Rock. Yeah. Would that help you at all, Rock, if it's flanking?
It means I get advantage on my next attack, which means I eat it.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. Well, you already have advantage because it's restrained.
Do I get the advantage?
It just says make 1 bite attack against a creature that is grappling if the attack hits. All restrained says is that all attack rolls against that have advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you give
I
yourself
suppose it wouldn't
advantage.
be hard to bite something that I've wrapped up with my tongue, would it?
No, not at all. Izzy, it is your turn.
I'm gonna firebolt him again.
Okay, roll to hit with advantage.
Ooh, advantage.
Yeah, it's just all attack rolls have advantage.
14.
That hits. Roll your damage.
8 fire damage.
You shoot off this firebolt with precision and catches the creature directly in the chest. You see the flames splash either side and leave him behind an uncharred purple skin.
Pervious to all damage.
Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay, Rock. It is your turn.
Oh, I swallow. I was pushing the wrong button.
roll,
God damn it.
roll your attack.
So does my bite actually hit?
So what it says, swallowed.
Makes one bite attack.
The toad makes one bite attack. If the attack hits, the target is swallowed and the grapple ends. It doesn't say anything about the. Hang on.
I'd expect that if the attack hit, the damage would happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yes, it will.
Yeah, cool. Then, yes! I got an 18 on my first. Let's go for a 20. No, only an 8. 22.
Roll your damage on your bite.
Better not fucking kill it. Four plus 2 equals 6. Shit, I'm retarded today.
So 4 on the pierce.
Yep.
Okay. So 6 piercing damage in total.
Yep.
Okay.
And 6 poison damage.
Okay. So with your bite, you start chomping as you're pulling this creature in. Surprisingly, you're able to make enough room for this. He's quite a sizable medium creature, but you manage to swallow him entirely. It takes a small amount of damage as your teeth sort of scrape along the skin as you're bringing him inside, but you have fully engulfed the creature. Okay, Thinesh, it is your turn.
What do you do with that?
What do I do? Punch him in the stomach? Like,
Jump on the frog.
It says somewhere it has total cover against all attacks.
Yes, so you cannot see it. It is inside this giant toad. Yes. It has total cover against attacks and other effects outside the toad.
I will enter the room and then be utterly horrified seeing this giant belly-full toad, and I will just back down towards the bottom of the wall here, and I will wait. In fact, I will ready a. What action should I ready? Oh, I'll ready a firebolt because that's all I can do. And if I see the monster again, I will attack it.
Okay. So it is now the creature's turn, and each of you see prodding and piercing on the belly of this toad as you see what looks to be a point of the glaive starts to push through the skin, and you see a few tentacles out on the other side push through as they're both hit. Actually, sorry, it's at the start of its turn. So roll your acid damage.
$14.
That
You
much
gotta
damage.
remember
What
that
is
it is
it?
now blinded and
3d6.
restrained with its attacks.
Yep.
So it's got disadvantage.
So it's bubbling away on your inside. You can feel small parts of this creature starting to deteriorate from inside you, but you still feel the pierce of this glaive trying to get out of your skin, and the tentacles starting to seep into you as they both have hit. And you take so 9 piercing damage from the beard tentacles from your inside, and you must make a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
With advantage. Constitution +1, so 8.
You feel the same poisonous effect that you felt before from when the beard touched you start, coming into your bloodstream. And the glaive itself has, really trying to push through the skin. You feel the strength of this creature trying to get out as it hits you for 6 slashing damage. And I'll get you to make another Constitution saving throw. This time just a regular one.
Nat 20.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Nice.
And after that, it is now Hevel. Your turn.
All right. Well, Sacred Flame, the target gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw, so I should have no problem attacking it.
It is full cover, so you cannot currently see. So the wording of total cover can't be targeted directly by an attack or spell, and you cannot see the creature. So I'm not sure how that will work. Hang on. Sacred Flame. The target gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw. So Sacred Flame descends radiance on a creature that you can see within range. You cannot see it by total cover definition.
Right.
So if it was half or 3/4 cover, then you'd still be able to see it and they wouldn't take any benefit.
Okay.
You can prep it for when it comes out, though.
Yeah, you could ready an attack.
That's reasonable. All right. Yeah, I'll ready an attack for Sacred Flame.
Okay, perfect. Hevel's gone. Rhea's turn.
She'll ready an attack for multi-attack.
Okay. And Izzy, your go.
I will move, so that I can see it's protruding out of a giant frog, but I can't actually see it.
Mm-hmm.
I will try and message it and just say, hey, how's it doing in there?
Okay. Rock, your turn.
Are any of the cells open? I assume these are cells.
Yeah, make a perception check.
7 plus. No, I take mine. So what's my perception? 2. 9.
All the doors look to be closed.
I don't know, just chill.
Can you bite it while it's in your mouth? Can you chew
Actually, no, it doesn't say I can. I think it's total cover from me as well.
it? You don't know something's in your mouth?
It says total cover against attacks and other effects outside of the toad. I guess your mouth is technically on the inside.
It's up. I don't know. Can I attack myself?
You're not.
No. I'm going to say it's in your stomach because it's taking acid effects. Therefore, you can't bite something that's in your stomach.
Okay.
Sit there and look pretty.
I just chill.
Okay, Rock's gone. Dinesh, your turn.
I am still readying the firebolt.
Okay. Do your acid damage as it is now the creature's turn.
Nine.
This toad kicks ass.
Okay. You feel almost like a sensation of heartburn as your acid is building up inside, trying its best to deteriorate the creature as fast as possible. And you're lucky it's got disadvantage. Okay. So the first attack with the tentacles start protruding out from the skin. A bunch of you can see a few points coming out from separate areas of the toad. As you take 4 piercing damage. Also, sorry, can you do the Constitution saving throw with advantage? I forgot to get you to do that.
Did you not care to respond to my message?
7.
Okay, so you are still currently poisoned. This time he also tries to hit you with the glaive, but has found that the acid has deteriorated the handle of the glaive to the point that it is burning his hand, and he's had to let go of the glaive.
No, it's resale value.
Hevel, your turn.
So you're poisoned apples. What's the effect of that on you?
I don't know. He hasn't said anything yet. I assume I'm just gonna fucking explode and die soon. But it's all good as long as I'm Frogman. The damage I don't think travels with me. I should read that while I'm waiting.
Any overkill travels over to your human form.
Ah, shit. That's gonna be painful.
I can cast Protection Poison again, but it's another one of my second level spell slots.
Nah, don't bother.
Alright. Okay.
Good berry.
Well, I think I'll just do the same thing again. I'll ready the Sacred Flame.
Sure. Rhea's turn.
She'll also ready her multi-attack.
Okay. Izzy, back to you.
I come into the room.
Yep.
So we've observed all the doors appear to be locked. Do we see any keys, or do I see any keys around?
So when entered the room, the first few, as part of the block it gives me here, it says that there's a ring of keys hanging from the creature's belt,
which are being dissolved in acid.
Metal.
I just attempt to push on the door beside me, see if it opens.
Okay. It does not.
I move over to here.
Okay. Izzy's gone. Finish. Your turn.
Still
sorry.
ready on Fireball.
Apologies. Rock. Your turn. Yep. Go ahead.
Right, I just chill again.
Just chills. Okay. Can you make a Constitution saving throw with advantage, please?
Uh, 12.
You feel your body naturally fight off the effects of the poison.
So I feel no different because the poison did nothing to me.
Yeah. Well, you no longer feel a poisonous effect on you.
Nice. Guys, I might make it.
Okay. Dinesh is still readying his attack. Is now the creature's turn. Do your acid damage.
Seven.
Okay, the creature's bubbling in. You can hear muffled sort of screams of anguish, and you can feel more of the acid building up, making more of a pool in the bottom of your stomach. The creature is going to grab a grasp of its glaive and is going to attempt to attack you again. You see the tentacles again pop out with much more ferocity this time, actually piercing the skin more. And you take 8 piercing damage. And I'll get you to do a Constitution saving throw with advantage, please.
Nat 20.
Yep. You don't feel any of the effects of the poison that you felt before when you've been struck by this attack. However, you will also take 7 slashing damage as the glaive is trying to cut its way through your stomach.
How much health do you have left?
Form of a dwarf!
So that breaks it.
Yeah, and I carry 5 damage over. By the way, my little character, I've been updating the hit points on him. I don't know if you guys can just click him and see that though.
I can, but I don't know if...
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll get you to make another Constitution saving throw, not with advantage, just a regular one.
I hate this non-advantage one. 5.
Okay. You feel from this strike of the glaive, you feel suddenly weak from the wound. And that's all I'll say for this point.
By the way, he's expelled from me, and
Yeah.
I am dwarf.
So everyone else has seen this creature now spill out. There's multiple wounds over the body. You see the skin is almost with these pus marks underneath from the acid that's boiled away. You can see several tentacles have seared off from the beard as the heads have dropped off. And the skin has patches of holes as if he's been boiled alive. Each of you can now take your readied reaction. I'll go in turn order. So Izzy didn't ready a reaction, so Thanesh.
18 to hit.
And that you're ready to firebolt?
Yes.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
7 fire damage.
So as you shoot off this firebolt, catching him directly in one of the wounds, but it bounces directly out as you see the flames spread over the skin, leaving no char, no damage.
Would he be prone or standing or what?
It doesn't say.
It says he escaped from the corpse using 5 feet of movement and exiting prone
Oh, does it?
on his next turn.
On his next turn.
It says it can escape from the corpse. It's the very last line. Escape from the corpse, considering there isn't a corpse, because I'm a dwarf.
Yeah. If the
Shoot
toad
out.
dies, the swallowed creature is no longer restrained by it and can escape from the corpse using 5 feet of movement. Okay, so I'll say it's prone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just rolled again anyway, and yeah, that was my lowest
Okay, cool.
result anyway.
How unfortunate. Okay. Hevel, your turn.
Okay, DC 13, Sacred Flame. DC, yeah, Dexterity.
It saves.
Okay, and then for Raya,
Yep, so both attacks with advantage as it's prone.
yep. So the first one is 22 to hit, and the second one is 19 to hit.
They both hit, roll damage.
Uh, 18 damage.
So she sees immediately as this creature spews forward, sliding almost directly towards her. She comes with a great swing down from her sword, decapitating the creature, hitting a wound that had opened up around the neck, making it easy to slice through.
I feel like we did well in that fight.
The frog did.
See the head roll away as some of the tentacles, with their last bit of effort, flail around, the head sort of rolling and pushing from the tentacles, but slowly dies down as the blood exiting from both wounds show this monster is clearly dead. Rock, I will get you to do a no, you don't do a save. You instead
Die.
you take 10 damage.
What type of damage?
It says you lose 10 hit points at the start of your turn.
Do I know
It
what?
says here on the page. It says here on the page. There is no damage type for this one. You are feeling your life essence slip away from you.
I look to the cleric and go, "Hey, you got one job, and it ain't tanking. That's mine. Fix me."
Yep. So you guys aren't in combat, but you see Rock. You see him fading. You see the life essence within him sort of taking some damage, and you can tell that there looks to be some wounds from that glaive.
All right. Well, since you asked so nicely, I will cast Protection from Poison on you to neutralize it.
Now, Rock, you are not currently poisoned.
Would he know that before he cast it?
You just asked.
No, I said save me. I didn't say cure my poison.
So the last time, so you saved the last poison effect from the tentacles. You can attempt to do that, but to your knowledge of how that combat went, you don't believe he's poisoned at this point in time.
Alright, well, if I don't think you're poisoned, I'm not going to cast cure poison on you. And you've still got 24 health. I feel like I don't need to heal you either.
Unless it goes for like 10 rounds, then I'm dead.
Well, I can cast heals during those 10 rounds.
What do we? Are we able to investigate to see what's wrong with me?
I'm not a doctor.
So describe what you want to do.
With my knowledge of nature, I would like to see what otherworldly thing is trying to kill me.
He would like to lick his wound.
Can you make a medicine check for me, please?
I have +4 medicine. Ah, 13.
You see one of the wounds from the glaive looks to be glowing differently from the other glaive wounds that you see over you. And after applying pressure and playing around with it, you manage to staunch the wound and close it over correctly. You no longer feel that you're taking any more damage.
Dinesh begins to ritual cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
I look at all the other cells.
Okay.
Do we get voices from the dudes?
So you see that there are 4 empty cells and 2 currently occupied cells. The man to the north, he's looks okay. He looks relatively healthy. He's got a neatly trimmed goatee beard, and it's a crimson color. The other man looks very fit as well. They'd just been watching on to the battle that had occurred in front. And the man at the top says, "Well, you guys certainly did very well in that, didn't you? I thought you were goners just like we were."
What? Ye of little faith.
You also see that the man towards the north is slightly shorter, very lean, and looks a bit older for a human.
I asked him what's his name.
My name is Fallister Fisk. What is yours?
I'm Izzy, and these are Frog, Raya, Evil, and Dinesh.
Oh, well, nice to meet you. Are you here to rescue me?
That depends. Who do you work for?
Well, I come from a little area called Candlekeep. I work for a lady named Silvira.
And how have you found yourself to be imprisoned?
Well, I've been looking for a man by the name of Thavius Krieg. And as he mentions that name, Raya pipes up and says, "Thavius, I'm looking for him too. Do you know where he is?" He turns around and says, "Well, I heard that the Van Thampers were sheltering him. I was trying to find out, but they managed to catch me, and they shoved me in here."
Why do you want Thaddeus?
Well, my boss, Silveria, she's convinced that Thavius Krieg has struck a bargain with an Archdevil. And there's a copy of a contract that this Archdevil has signed is hidden inside a magical puzzle box. She's asked me to try and help her find some proof that Krieg has committed this crime.
Guys, we have it. I whisper loudly to everybody.
What do you mean you have it? You have Thavius?
I look suspiciously at Izzy.
I message Rock. So, do we really want to let him know we have it just yet?
I whisper back. It's in fucking prison.
Alright. I pull out the infernal box of puzzle-ness.
As he sees this presented, he kind of stammers a bit, and he's like, "Is that the puzzle box? Where did you find it?"
We took it from Thirstwell.
So maybe it must be true. There could very well be a contract in there that's between Thavius and an Archdevil. That's not good. That's not good at all. We need to get this to Silvara first. You know, she's no friend of Thavius Krieg's, but she thinks if we can get her the puzzle box, she'll be able to open it, and she's willing to pay for it in gold or magical items.
She wants the puzzle box. Why?
Well, we need to have proof. Yeah, we
What?
need to find proof of this contract between Thavius Krieg. You know, this might be the thing that's caused Elturel to disappear. Sorry. She's been monitoring the devil activity between Baldur's Gate and Elturel for months. This could be the cause of it all.
All right, interesting.
Breaking character. I don't think she wants the box for good reasons. I think she wants to use it in open hell. So I'm not convinced.
But yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
So are you?
Here and ask him what he thinks of this person up top. He's been in prison with them for a while.
Okay. So you said you were out of character. Are you just talking?
Yeah, just
bluntly?
talk to the group.
Okay. So you're not trying to see if the intentions are good, or?
I suppose I should try and do something like that.
He won't know.
No. I'm good at persuading people, deceiving people. I can't tell them they're actually deceiving me.
Might roll well.
I mean, the dude won't know. He wants to get it to this chick. She's probably pretending to be good to everyone.
I'll roll to assess if his intentions are true.
Okay, so that would be an insight check.
Three. Is that a good number?
You believe that his intentions are true and pure.
Damn.
You can't tell either way. You've got thoughts of what he's just told you running, quickly through your mind about a contract and Thavius being the cause of what's going on with Elturel and devils and archdevils going around. That you can't stay focused on the story at hand. Rock, you said that you've gone down to speak to the second prisoner. You see on closer inspection, this prisoner's it's a fat, aristocratic woman. And she looks quite old as well, but the clothing on her looks like that of a rich family.
Did you get the two avatars run the wrong way?
No.
No. These are the avatars that were given to me. This one down the bottom, it's described as a woman, but the token is the actual creature that they are.
It's
So,
common.
this one's
Oh,
a noble, a noble, and the noble artwork in the picture is that of a male, but this creature is a female.
Yeah, the tokens that we're fighting, you sort of can't envisage those to be exact. We've come across plenty of guys and girls which are all different before, and they've all shared the same token. So,
Yep. So you just ask you a question of this lady again.
Hello, bearded lady. Are you? What's you doing here? Do you trust this crazy noble?
He's not a noble from here, not that I've noticed before. Anyway, no. But it all sounds a little far-fetched to me, if you're asking honestly. All this talk of devils in town, I don't understand it at all. No, I'm here because the Van Thampers were planning to use me to keep the Hunes from opposing her claim to the Grand Duke.
Using the what too?
So my family, I'm Satyr Theon Hune, and
that's crazy.
yeah, and the Duke Van Thamper she's trying to go for Grand Duke, and she needs the support of all the noble families to do so. And she's going to use me here as a ransom to make sure she gets her bid.
Oh no, we can't be having that. I, grab the keys out of the body and open this lock. Just not even looking at the other guys to see if they agree.
Okay.
What a badass.
You pick up the ring of keys.
Bars.
You try a few, and then by about the third one, you manage to unlock the door, and you open up. And she says, "Oh, thank you so much for that. Oh. Are you going to let me go?"
I wouldn't recommend leaving without us, but yeah, do what you please. Like, out there's hundreds of guards, there's a poo monster. Yeah, just chill for a sec, we'll help you get out.
Okay. Oh, yes, if you could escort me, that'd be so great.
I hand Izzy the keys.
I
Izzy, don't fucking.
open the cage for Falster.
Okay. Falster sees you trying around with the keys, and after eventually getting one to unlock, the door opens up. He says, "Oh, thank you. I'm willing to stay and help you the best I can. Don't expect me to do too much damage, though. I don't have any weapons on me. But if you allow me, I'll come with you, and we can go and take the puzzle box to Silvira. Sorry.
In time, but Thaddeus is our mission first.
Oh, for sure. I very much want to see and hear his side of the story as well. I must tell you as well, I thought that there might be a chance that I'd be caught, so I tried to memorize as much of the floor as possible around here. I know of a few secret locations that can help us get in different areas around here.
Sweet.
Interesting. Would a tentacle from the snake beard count as a weapon?
He looks at the small stumps of some tentacles that are on there, and he looks very apprehensive, and he's like, "No, they look a bit sickly and poisony to me. I'm afraid that something might happen if I hold on to it. Please, just a short sword or a dagger or anything like that might be of use."
Have you guys watched Last One Laughing yet?
No.
Yeah.
You know the suit that he comes out with? The dildos?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I imagine this thing.
I say I have no weapons to give you.
That's okay. Like I can hang back. I don't want to get caught. You guys look mighty more tough than me.
He's a flail. A hand
how's-
flail.
How's the Nesh going with the ritual cast?
Okay. Yeah, I'd say about 10 minutes have now passed with all that conversation and dialogue that's gone on.
Would I have caught on to that conversation?
Yeah, I'd say that you've heard and understood what's going on.
Okay. I've got a dagger. I can hand him one of them.
Yep.
But Dinesh suggests to Fallister that, with the group's approval, that maybe he should escort Satya out into where we reside. The Citara of Calderon.
I remind Thanesh that there's potentially guards upstairs.
Well, we can do a guarded escort out of the property. Just Dinesh remembers what happened to the last guards that we were in charge of, and sort of wants to quickly and safely get rid of these people before they become a burden or another statistic.
Okay.
And they can go and hang out at our lodging until we return, and then we can continue to talk or whatnot.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's escort them out.
I assist in the escort. Roll with advantage.
I messaged Raya, don't let them two get too close to each other. We've had hostages kill each other before.
Rhea hears this voice and instinctively turns to you, Izzy, and whispers back, "It's okay. I'm not going to let anything happen to them."
Alright, so since I've finished detect magic, do I sense anything?
You feel no magical presence or anything in this area.
Okay.
Before we leave, can we loot the thingy's corpse? Do we get any items?
Sure.
Do we get any XP?
Yes, you certainly will.
Mostly I get double because, just saying, I fucking nearly died for that.
What about the times that you didn't help? You still got XP for that.
Yeah, you stood there hogging eating it and no one could do anything.
What about the time you just tried to push over a statue?
Desperately.
You got yourself cursed and you had to go get touched by a priest again. Can you each add 175 XP, please? And Fallister takes the dagger from you with thanks and pockets it, saying, I pray I don't have to use this and you guys can look after me.
I messaged Nash, if he stabs me in the back, you're gonna get it.
Okay.
Anything of...
Yeah, sorry, roll a perception check for me, please.
Eating.
Okay. Looking over the creature in more closer detail, you see that its glaive, the acid is now burnt through the wooden shaft of it, essentially breaking it in half. The clothes that it was wearing was more of that of a slightly longer loincloth and didn't really have any pockets on it. And the only thing of value that you could tell were the keys that were previously hanging from the belt.
Okay. Move on.
Okay. All right, so you're escorting them back to... Are you trying... Is it aimed to escort them all the way out or just back to where you were?
Maybe we should just leave it in our cells. They'll be safe there.
The Dinesh would want to escort them to the gates of the property.
Sure. Okay. So they follow in tow. Okay. See, Hevel's made the jump up.
Oh, you want us to move it all the way around? Okay.
Yep. So as you move around, you don't see anything else in the walkways.
Before we go up the stairs, can we ask Falster? He said he knew the directions. Now that we have a point of bearing in the cellar, can we ask him more about under here?
Yeah, it'd be a good idea to get some more information before we send him on his way.
Yeah, Thinesh.
Okay. Well, I understand that that each of the rooms, I don't know the functions of the rooms, but I know where rooms are. And some of them have some secret doors on them. They just look like part of the normal wall, but if you inspect a bit closer, you'll be able to see some gaps on them. Now let me just check.
Just like that room over there. In the jail cell. Looks like there might be something there. Nah, that's cool.
You checked it last time, I thought.
Yeah,
I checked.
well, maybe...
I don't think we checked the cellar. I certainly checked one space of the main area here. I checked up the top.
Yep. Yeah, so he says, I'm afraid I don't have a floor plan for the entire area, but I do for this southern section. I know that there is a door leading towards the southern side that contains what I believe to be the Van Thamper vault. And along the northern edge of this southern walkway I know that there to be at least 2 secret doors.
Northern edge of the southern walkway.
That's this sort of spot along here, I expect is what he's referring to.
Understanding your search of the area, that's what you would believe to. Based off your search with Fib, understanding that you were northern and then came down a ways and understanding that it was the southern walkway, that's what you believe to be as well.
Yeah, so I'll explain to everyone what Fib saw at this point, and I'll give them the general layout of what I know.
Well, that's 3 he's described. So he said that there's southern side as an entry.
So there's
vault.
yeah.
So a room in the southern room has one.
So
Well, what's the southern room?
that's the Van Thamper vault. He understands it to be a vault for them. It's a southern room, and along the same southern walkway on the northern edge of it, he understands there to be 2 secret doors.
Okay. Before we head upstairs, I'm going to send Fip up the stairs and just have a look to see if there's been any new activity. And if Fip can get outside, I'll send him outside as well. I'll send her outside to have a quick look.
Yeah, make this tricky, aren't you? I have to change pages.
Oh, you don't, like, it's up to you. Like, you can just narrate it. I don't have to see it on the page.
Hang on, we'll just let it load. Okay, well, you're all hiding in here. I'll just paste Fip back in.
Yeah, I've got Fip.
Okay, so just pretend you guys aren't there at this point in time because Fip is exploring. This door is closed.
Being closed.
Yep.
And there's nobody else here?
Not that you can see or hear.
Alright, well, that was a very short journey. So Fip will come back down the stairs, and I'll just let everyone know the upstairs is clear, but the door is closed immediately to the stair room. And then
Alright, let's go.
I'll move up.
Okay. Okay, so you can control your tokens here as they are on the stairwell. Yes, the door is closed.
Alright, I will open the door and I'll allow Fip to go through it, and I'll have a look.
Alright. The door opens up, and you can see that a lot of the food and pots and everything appear to be in the same place, but the pot that was holding the stew is considerably emptier, and there are some bowls that look to have been used while people were eating.
Okay. Is this door down here, is that closed as well?
It is.
Are these other doors, or this door here, closed?
Yes.
Can Fip play up the dumbwaiter?
I don't want to go upstairs. So Fip will come back to my shoulder, and I'll just let everyone know that next room's clear, the doors have been closed, and it looks like there's been people here eating the food. That or the cat has done it all. No, you said there was bowls placed, right?
Yes. Yeah, the people have served themselves looks to have served themselves to the food and eaten some.
So, again, I'll open the door slightly ajar, and I'll send Fip out again.
I'll look out the window to sort of see if I can hear anyone outside potentially patrolling.
Actually, that's probably a good point. Do I hear anybody or any movement before I send Fip out?
Yeah, give me a sec. Okay, so Izzy and Dinesh, I'll get you to make a perception check, please.
Oh, 18.
10.
So, Thanesh, you hear footsteps coming towards the north, and Izzy, as you crane your neck out the window, you see a group of 3 guards patrolling around as you saw when you first entered the house.
Alright, I'll open the door and I'll send Fip out. Is there anybody in this area out here?
No.
Cool. So, Fip will come back and I will follow.
I whisper there's 3 guards outside to everyone.
And you see that they are patrolling in an anti-clockwise fashion.
Anti-clockwise, that's devil's work. Let's get them.
I'll wait for everybody to sort of catch up.
Okay. So in their standard slow walking pace, they look to be following the same track as the others did.
Yeah, and what was the time that it took them to do it?
They are walking at, well, they're just doing a relatively slow walking pace. So that would be at, we'll say it's at half movement, so 15 feet every 6 seconds.
Yeah. And there was a window. Do we remember if there was a window from the stables that could be climbed through to the outside?
So you recall that the fence is it's around about 10 to 12 feet tall, so someone who's dexterous enough can jump over it. You recall that the barn was fully encased on the northern side. There were some windows, but probably not big enough to jump through.
Jump
How
through.
about we just kill him?
You just pile up more bodies in the stables.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
there's lots of XP. We took him easy.
Anyway,
Was the gate locked when we came in?
No.
So I'm gonna let the door slightly ajar, and Fip's gonna fly out and then just sit in a tree and just perch and watch.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna let everybody know that I'm going to signal when the next patrol comes by, and then we're going to help Satir and Felistar make a break for the gate, let them through, and then we're going to return in that time. And I suggest that perhaps Hevel, with his loud armor, stays put.
that's reasonable.
He'll probably die out there anyway. Sharp blade of grass or something would crit him.
Okay. So after what feels like an eternity, but it was more closer to around about a minute and a half, Fip noticed that that patrol is now out of sight.
Yeah, so I'm going to wait for the next patrol. And once they sort of... Unless you're saying that that's that patrol. But,
So are you waiting until you see another group of people appear from the other side?
yeah, just so I got a little bit more time. And more so once they've passed, not waiting for them to go out of sight, but just once they've passed and we can get everyone to just sneakily go behind them, go through the gate, then come back.
Okay. All right, after what appears to be another minute or so, another group of 3 appears from the eastern side.
Okay, so it took about a minute. That's generally plenty of time to make a break for the gate.
Rock, just take him out. Just run out there and kill him. Just turn into a toad.
That was advice and charge. I cast. La 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 la.
All right, everybody, let's go back downstairs. He's got this.
Are you actually doing that?
I do say
It's
it.
more whenever we're standing around, and if Hevel egged him on, then probably.
Shit.
Okay, so Rob,
Let's just wait, guys. Let's just wait. Let's see what happens.
so as you're standing out on the balcony, these guards come around, and they catch sight of you, and they say, "Hey, you, Mr. Dwarf, where did you come from? We saw the house was empty."
I'm running the shop now.
Yeah.
You're running the shop? What do you mean?
It's my house.
Oh yeah, whose house is it?
Did I stutter? I said it's mine.
Can you make a deception check, please?
But I'm not lying, it is. I killed everything in it. Squatter's rights.
Or with advantage.
Oh, that's 4. That's a 3, and my deception is 1. 4! I rolled a 4.
They put their hands on the hilt of their weapons and they say, "We know that this isn't your house. What are you doing here?"
Tell him to look in the stables.
Yeah, I go, well, you can look in the stables to see what we're doing here.
I don't like that attitude from you. If you don't get out, we will force you to get out. This is your last warning.
I charge.
They see there's Asimar running forward with a shield directly in front and weapons drawn. They do the same in turn. I'll get everyone to roll initiative, please.
Shit.
Finish, she's gonna die again.
I got a 6.
16.
18.
10.
Okay, Raya?
Oh yeah, right. 16.
Are you at a negative initiative, Hevel?
Yep. -1.
Okay. Shit. Izzy, you are first.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna move here. So I get line of sight.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna twin spell Ice Knight on the top and the bottom one.
Ooh, okay. Yep, roll your hit.
It's individual hits for both.
Yeah, when you twin spell it, yeah.
First one is 13.
Mm-hmm.
And second one's a 9.
Okay. Now, let me just check again. Okay, so they both draw up their shield in front of them, and the knife hits the shield, causing no damage to them, but the explosion still occurs around them. So each creature must make a dex saving throw. Okay. What's the DC? 14. Okay. So the top one takes damage from both. The middle one takes damage from both. And the bottom one succeeds both.
So,
So- Do your 2d6 twice. And then add them together.
I need to use real. Hang on. Alright, so first one is 6. And the next one is 9.
So that's a total of 15.
Yes.
Okay. So as they put up their shields and just an explosion of ice shards go all around, and the top, the top one and the middle one are immediately showered in all of these shards, piercing into them to the point that it's like bloody machine gun fire of ice, and they've just dropped instantly. The third one manages to put his shield up as a perfect guard, now has all these tiny icicles sticking out of it as if they were darts thrown directly in there. He removes the shield from in front of him and sees his two friends dead instantly.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
That's it.
Raya's turn.
Raya will run to the other group. No,
So,
in front of each other.
they're currently out of sight, so technically
All right. Well, she
you
runs.
don't know where they are.
She runs out
Yep.
towards the others. However you want to do it.
All right. She's charging forward, so that's her movement done. What's her action?
Oh, she can have a go with her crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So make a hit with the crossbow.
20, not natural.
That hits. Roll damage.
Oh, 3 damage.
This guard getting ever more so confident with his shield, puts it directly in front, only to have the crossbow bolt pierce through and stab into his arm, holding up the shield. He's feeling very weakened as it's a struggle to hold onto the shield for him. But he still has it there. Hevel, your turn.
Sacred Flame.
All right. And you failed.
Oh, good. 1.
You let down this concentrated beam, but only managed to catch the edge of him enough to send a bit of warming damage down one side. Not very strong, but enough to hit. The guard... sorry, no. It's not the guard's turn. It is the... I've just classed them as civilians. So Satya and Fallister, they're going to come up closer to you, Thanesh, and say, What's going on? Are we free to make our break for it yet? And that's all they're going to do. They're going to wait for your command.
Yeah.
And it is now your turn.
I just sigh and just say, no, just sit and wait. And that's my turn.
You're holding guard. Okay. So Finish is gone. Rock, your turn.
I cast Thorn Whip.
All right, roll to hit.
I miss with Thorn Whip. It hits, no, at 2 plus 4, 6.
Okay. You try and lash out with this thorn whip, but you can't accurately judge the distance, and you just fly short. Anything else?
No.
Okay. It's now the guard's turn. He is actually going to hightail it out, yelling out at the top of his lungs, "Help! Help! There's 4 of them attacking me! Help!" He's going to dash downwards over here.
Oh, that's too far.
Hang on, just let me check.
No, as in that's too far for me to bother.
He's going to dash around there, and you're hearing the constant yells and screams for help.
He'd be dead by now if Thanesh had firebolted him.
Okay, so he's had his turn, and Izzy, it is your go.
I am not going to move to... No, I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay.
And I'll ready a firebolt for the next guard I see.
Which direction are you looking?
East.
Okay. It is Raya's turn.
Raya is just gonna kind of back up to maybe this location here.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of ready her crossbow in case anybody shows.
Sure. All right. Hevel, your turn.
I'm gonna run over to this gate and kick it down.
Okay. You kick, and the gate swings open freely.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it.
well, it'll swing back and it'll hit you.
I would have had to roll a 1 in that case. And I didn't
Uh,
even roll fuzzy.
anything
So-
else?
No?
Okay. Falster and Satir, it's turn. Falster's going to turn to Euthanasia and say, "What? Why are we waiting? What's happened? What's happened now?" And Satir's like, "Are you sure it's not safe? I can't see anything out there."
And I
Dinesh?
just replied, no, just let them do their thing. They'll get bored and they'll come back. Just keep moving.
Okay. Rock, your turn.
I go up to the tree and start rubbing against it, trying to shake shit out of it while I wait for the evil people to come.
Okay. It's now the guard's turn. Rock, you hear from the east the same wounded guard saying, "There's 4 of them. There's a short one and a spell chucker and a lady with a long sword, and I forget the other." And you hear multiple voices respond saying, "Okay, we'll go. Come with us." At the same time, Izzy, you hear from behind you.
Do I hear that while it's still on my turn?
No, your turn is in. You hear. Oops, sorry. Forgot to do the other ones as well. Okay.
Lights on. Look at them all.
You hear multiple footsteps coming around. Rock, you see out of the corner of your eye towards the east, 3 more guardsmen appear. And Izzy and Rhea hear footsteps and a few words coming from behind of, what's going on? What do you mean, people? And they come around the corner. They see the 4 of you and they pull their shields in front of themselves, holding a spear at the ready.
Do I react to them or not because they're the other way around? The other
So
side?
you're looking to the east. What did you ready again?
Yeah.
Firebolt,
What's the range of Firebolt?
120.
Yeah, not quite. I'll say that because you did hear, you can turn and react on one of the ones behind you.
Okay. I
Yeah.
will aim for the middle one then.
Okay. Yep. Roll your attack.
$21.
That hits. Roll damage.
4 fire damage.
Okay. This one, not fully ready with a shield in front, has this firebolt come in and strike him in the abdomen. The flames engulf him very briefly for the torso and then subside. You see many singe marks over his face.
I think Raya had prepped her crossbow as well.
Okay. Yep. Make her attack as well.
So she got, I think it was 18. 18 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage. On which one, by the way?
Alright,
The topmost one is the first one to come in vision.
that one.
Yep. Okay. Roll damage.
3 plus 1 is 4. 4 damage.
Okay. Much the same, she manages to get in a sneaky crossbow shot, and it hits this one directly in the left shoulder, reaching back from the pain, but comes forward and now correctly places the shield in front. Okay, so they have gone. Izzy, it is now your turn.
Good. Okay. Which one did Raya hit?
She hit the topmost one, you hit the center one.
Okay. I will aim for the center one with the firebolt again.
Okay, and roll to hit.
$19.
That hits, roll damage.
6 fire damage.
So this guard, being heavily shaken from the first firebolt, never got fully steady on his feet, cops another firebolt directly into the face. you see after the flames have subsided that he's looking very burnt. There's some blisters starting to appear on the skin and looking extremely exhausted.
I'll also move back a bit.
Okay. It is Ray's turn.
She will crossbow the top guy again.
Okay, roll to hit.
12.
She lets loose this crossbow, but this guard, now much more ready with the shield, manages to have it directly in front, and the bolt glances off the corner of the shield.
That's all.
Okay. Hevel, your turn.
Sacred Flame, the top one.
Yep. Would you say Dex?
Dex 13.
He passes. Manages, sees this beam come down, but sidesteps it very quickly.
I rolled 8 damage too.
Oof.
It's disappointing.
He got a 16 on the Dex. Anything else?
Nah.
Okay. It's going to be Falsa and Satir. And Falsa is going to say, you sure they're going to be okay? I thought I heard multiple footsteps going on out there. And Satir is like, oh, I don't want to go back into that cage. You got to get me out of here.
I reply and say, look, everything will be okay. I say, hey, have you seen an imp before? And then I walk into the other room and I fetch the imp body that we left at the fireplace.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll take you a movement to get over there, and your actions pick it up.
Yep, so pick it up. And with my second turn, I intend to return. I just got to step away, so I'll just be back in a sec.
Sure. Okay, Finish is gone. Rock, your turn.
I, upon hearing that I'm small, turn into a giant fucking hyena and run at these guys with my 50 movement. Takes 45 to get to there.
Yep.
And I attack this lad.
Okay, roll to hit.
I don't get advantage of this guy, do I? 12.
There is no pack tactics for you.
Nah.
Okay, so you while bounding towards them, you immediately transform, and this giant hyena is running towards them. The guard, unfazed by this, crouches down with the shield in front and bats away your snapping jaw towards you.
Probably gonna die, guys.
Okay, it's now the guardsman's turn, and seeing the hyena run towards you, they're immediately going to attempt to surround you and attack you. So the first one here is just going to, from after batting away, follow up with a stab from its spear. And you got an AC 12. Okay. And the spear lodges perfectly into your underside and hitting you for 7 piercing damage. The next one is going to come up around the other side of the tree and attempt to strike you with his spear. And manages to contact in your hindquarters and hits you for 3 piercing damage. And the last one's going to come in directly in front of you and follow up with an attack as well. And your AC is 12, yes?
Yep.
Also managed to make contact, but because you've already been hit twice, you're trying to move as much as possible, and he only manages to cut you for 2 piercing damage. The next one, the injured one, is going to move up and try and make his way around the wall using the tree as a bit of cover. And he's going to ready up his shield in front.
I take it back. I think I can win this.
The next ones are going to move forward. This one's going to get just in range of Rhea and try desperately to make a strike with 13.
She is 17, I think.
Yeah, 17.
Yep. But the sheer exhaustion from all the burns across his body so far makes it impossible for him to land a strike. The next two are going to move forward and ready up with their shield in front, almost as if to try and be as light on their feet as possible. And Izzy, your go.
I will. I might firebolt the top dude.
Okay.
I think the rock looks like he's under control, so.
Can you make an attack roll with disadvantage?
23.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
9 fire damage.
So this guardsman, trying to be extremely light on his feet, managed to dodge directly into the incoming path of this firebolt, and with the movement in and the sheer force of the firebolt coming back, knocks the guard directly off its feet as it lies flat on his back, unmoving on the ground.
That's 3-0, guys.
Anything else?
I move back a little bit.
Okay. Raya's turn.
Okay. Raya is. How do you want to play with her switching from crossbow to longsword? Is she gonna?
So,
Sure.
as we discussed, you can do that if you drop the weapon. So you can't stow it away. That'll take the free action to stow it away. So she can drop it. Just remember to pick it up at the end of combat.
Yep. So she drops it, pulls her longsword, gets 17 for the first, and 24 for the second.
So they both hit. I'm assuming she's attacking the guard directly in front of her.
Yep. She gets 10. Oh, this guy's gonna die.
He's only on like 1
10,
health, so yeah, he's gonna.
13, and 4, which is 17.
So yeah, he was on 1 health. And she drops the crossbow and drawing the longsword out and using the momentum from drawing it out over top makes a clean swing through the head and through the top of the shield that he has in front, effectively cutting his head in half. And with a sheer force, she's able to remove the sword that was lodged into the shield.
Impressive.
I think she overkilled him twice in that.
Double X.
Okay. This guard, who was originally ready on his feet to make a dodge, seeing the sheer force that's cutting the guardsman next to him in nearly clean in half, has made him extremely frightened and scared.
Good.
Do I smell that he's soiled himself?
Not yet. Anything else for Raya's turn?
She might make her way. She'll use all her movement to head in Rock's direction.
Okay. She makes it there. And it is now your turn, Hevel.
Sacred Flame on the dude.
Okay. All right. Yes. What's that saving throw? What was that, guys? Frightened takes disadvantage while this was... Oh, yeah, cool. So 12.
13.
There you go.
8 damage.
And your rolls are on point. So while this guard is in pure fear and terror, completely focused on Raya, it doesn't notice that this beam of light is now fully engulfed him as it feels the searing pain from inside radiate out. It cops a full brunt of that attack. Anything else?
I'll use all my movement to also head towards Rock.
Okay. So while you're doing that, it is now Fallister and Satir. Fallister is intrigued by what you are referring to and just comes up close to the door to see what you're doing. You can't quite see what's happening in the fireplace, but just keeping a very keen eye on you, Thanesh. Satir is not interested in seeing any sort of imp. She's instead going to peer ahead through the door and see a few dead guards and one being currently saturated in this body of light, and hearing the screams come out, she quickly darts her head back around as if waiting for it to be safe. Thanesh, it is your turn.
Alright, I will return with the imp.
Okay.
Stand here and I'll just hold it out and say, this house was full of them. You killed off a few of them.
Okay. You're holding one
It
small
sounds like the only one not fighting is gloating.
He just has that much faith in you guys.
Look how my team did while I was chilling, guys.
We're not sharing XP this time.
Rock, it is your turn.
Hey, my role is keeping these guys alive, unlike last time.
Yeah, you
I
didn't do so well last time.
attempt to bite the guy in front of me.
Yeah, can you just ping which one, please?
The middle one, this guy.
Yep, okay. Yeah, so roll your attack.
Yes. I hit this time, maybe 21.
That hits, roll damage.
Uh, 8 plus 3, 11.
As you jump on and chomp down onto the face of this guard, you hear blood-curdling screams come from in as your teeth are just chomping down tighter and tighter each time. As you finally finish with one last crunch, you feel the body go limp and die at your feet. You can do your bonus. You can rampage.
I go for the one to the south.
Okay, roll your hit.
12 plus 5, 17.
That hits. Roll your damage.
So 4 plus 3, 7.
As you quickly maneuver to the southern one, you bite down, this time managing to get around the shield and clamp onto the chest. You hear the same screams as heard from the guy before, but as you release, this time this guy has a bit more composure to him and is able to stand up to your attacks, although looking very bloody around the chest area.
I laugh like a hyena.
Okay, and it is now the guardsman's turn. Seeing what you've unleashed on their friend, they're going to quickly attack back to try and do as much damage to you as possible. The northernmost one and the southernmost one both stab at you at the same time, both making contact onto either side, hitting you for 9 piercing damage in total. And the one that had been hiding at the back, seeing his friend drop instantly, gets a burst of courage, runs forward. Hang on, I'll move the dead one out of the way. Takes the space that it was and will attempt to strike you as well. But he still doesn't have full strength from when he was attacked last time and manages to just go over the top of your body. Izzy, your go.
I firebolt this dude over here.
Okay, yep, roll to hit.
22.
That hits, roll damage.
1 fire damage.
Okay, you let loose this fireball, and you manage to just clip his legs through a gap between his shield and weapon. enough that you've seen it hit, but felt that it hasn't done much damage to him.
I shall move up to here.
Okay. All right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do the movement for this guy. Oh, he's just standing in fear. He's that scared. There you go. Raya's turn.
Rhea will move to this location, so she flanks that dude,
Yep.
and then do a multi-attack.
All right, roll with advantage.
17 for the first, and a nat 20 for the second.
They both hit. Roll your damage.
8 first. +13 plus 3, 16, 24 damage.
He did. So Rhea come in and completely blindsides this guard as she chops into his back, lacerating up the back and opening up to a point that you just see wounds and blood gushing out, essentially paralyzing the guard as he drops down to the ground. After a few moments, the blood enough has left the body that he is unconscious and dies in the spot.
Animal.
Yeah. She is a beast. Anything else for her turn? No?
How much movement did she spend?
I forget where she was. I think she was there.
That's fine. No, nothing.
Okay. Hevel, your turn.
I will move to that location,
Mhm.
and I'll cast Word of Radiance. So that's Constitution save 13.
Do they both do it?
Yes.
They both fail.
So the 3 for the first one and a 4 for the second.
Okay, you let out this radiating glare that catches both guards directly into the eyes. The first one feels the radiant damage come inside of him, eating the inside out, but fully composes himself afterwards. The second one, however, collapses unconscious completely from the damage, overcome by all of the wounds.
Yes.
Okay, it is now the civilian's turn. Phallus turns to you and says, "Imps, well, this just further proves the theory that Van Thampers are having a lot more to do with Avernus than we thought in the first place. My boss will really want to hear about this." Satir sees the imp and almost gets a fright to the point that she runs out the door, closes the door behind her, and just sort of peeks around the corner, sees a guard that is there, and just sort of hides, makes herself as small as possible in the corner section here of the door frame. It's your turn, Thinesh. You're also muted.
Yeah, sorry, I was telling off my dog. I'll hand the imp to Phalistar, then I'll follow Satir out the door, and I'll open the door. And if she's within arm's reach, I said, no, you need to come back in, and I'll grab her arm and pull her gently. I'm not going to fight against her, but I'm going to direct her back in.
Okay, all right. So your arm is on her, and you're giving those gentle words to try and calm her back inside.
Okay.
Rock, it is your turn.
I bite the one in front of me.
All right, roll to hit.
18.
That hits. Roll damage.
None.
As you bite on to this guard, you feel the blood flowing very easily into your mouth, to the point that you feel your natural instincts kick in as this guard dies in your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, that's all I get to do. I run as far as I can, which I think is to here. No, here.
So,
And get ready.
so you've killed him, and you can use your bonus action to rampage, which also still gives you your 50 feet of movement. So you got 50 feet of movement plus your half.
If you allow it, I'll get up there and bite him.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Everyone gets their movement, and you can.
I
do it.
bite.
There you go. Yep, roll to hit.
17.
That hits. Roll damage.
– 14.
Jeez. Oh, that was almost max.
Yeah, one off.
Feeling the natural instincts within you, you bolt forward as fast as you can and manage to just reach this guard in time. And with one final leap on top, you pounce onto him and push him prone as you then bite into the esophagus of this guardsman. And with one quick rip, you pull it directly out, blood dripping from your mouth.
Told you I had it.
Okay. After that, you hear the sort of the light blood dripping onto the ground below you, Rock. And after a moment or two, you feel no more combat is happening at this point. And we'll end combat there. Let me tally this up.
A quick one. Would killing Fit give me experience points?
No. Because the familiar doesn't award experience.
It would cost you to resummon it.
It would actually cost you 100 gold, I think. However much it is. I think it's 10 gold, I can't remember. Can you each
Yeah, it's
add
10 gold.
50 XP?
Is that it? 50.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were kind of one-shotting them. They weren't exactly the toughest things in the planet. There's just a lot of them.
That's all we got from the last time we killed them. Oh, at least it wasn't 35 or 15.
Okay. Satir turns around and sees you giving a calming, calming arm on her and trying to drag her back in. She turns to you, Thanesh, and says, "Can we just go? I can't see any more of them out there. Is now the time to make the dash?"
I'll follow her out and I'll look left and right. I'll see the bloodbath and I'll say, yeah, I think you're good now. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
And I'll poke my head back in the door and I'll say to, is Falastar come out as well?
Yeah, Phallus is going to follow you out.
Okay.
Hearing you say that you think now might be a safe time, he's going to turn to you and say, "I really want to see you guys and work through this puzzle box with you. Where can we meet? Where will be safe?"
So I'll direct them to meet us at the, what is it? The Sea Star of Balderon? Is that what it's called?
At the Sea Tower of Balderon.
Sea Tower of Balderon, yeah.
The home of the Flaming Fist.
Yeah.
Okay.
We locked the door, didn't we? We had to sort of...
You guys aren't staying at the Sea Tower. You understand that to be the home of the Flaming Fist.
Oh, I thought that's where we were staying. No, I'll direct them to meet us back at our lodging.
Okay. Phallus says to you, "Oh, I know that area of Lower City. Yeah, I'll be able to find the building. No worries. Yeah. And I'll make Satir come with us as well. I'll look after her."
Alright. Thanks. And I will wave them away.
Okay. They give a quick look back and forth and very cautiously, but at a higher speed than a normal walk, make their way across the yard there, seeing multiple bodies, some cut nearly in half, some with major wounds, others with their esophagus missing, and this laughing hyena having a casual munch away. And then they're going to quickly bolt through the door that was kicked open by Hevel. And after a few moments, they're quickly out of sight.
I will ritual cast my floating disc. And then after 10 minutes, I'll walk around and pile up all the bodies onto the disc and then carry them into the stables and dump them in there.
Okay. How much weight can the disc hold? Again, 500 pounds?
500 pounds, so I might have to make a couple of trips.
Yeah, you will have to make a couple trips. So anyway, the ritual cast takes 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I assume there's nothing of value on them. No golds.
So make an investigation check.
$12.
All right, you dart through each of the bodies, and you manage to find a few coin purses on them each. You tally up all of the mismatch of coins that you can find, and you find in total 3 gold, 17 silver, and 6 copper.
Hey,
Don't need it. Do you need those numbers again, or are you good?
No, I'm good. I'm just thinking of throwing them heavily at Dinesh.
While he's focused on ritual casting.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Hyena, you doing anything in particular?
No, just chilling, watching Tanesh, since he didn't, help us, not helping him.
Okay, and Hevel.
I will start dragging corpses into the bar.
Okay. Alright, so while Thanesh is doing his ritual cast, Hevel, you manage to drag, with the help of Rhea, 4 corpses into the barn. At that point, Thanesh's disc is finished casting. You now have this floating disc in front of you. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 5 bodies left.
Yeah, we burn the barn down.
If we get a chance to leave.
Alright, let's throw the bodies on the disc.
All right. So you're able to fit 3 bodies on the disc. You'd think, based on how much they weigh, from you all feeling the size of them with the armor on them, that 3 is probably as good as you're going to get it. So that'll be 1 trip to get them in.
And I'll drag a body as well.
And Rhea will assist you with dragging the other body. And so after another 5 minutes of having that disc up, all 5 bodies are now in the barn.
yeah, cool.
See it?
We think it
will-
looks clean, but then there's probably a whole streak of blood out the front of the house going to the barn.
Body part.
You do see that there is blood that has been trailing. There is a significant amount of blood on the porch area where Rock is standing from that guardsman, and there are mismatch of pools of blood over the place, more specifically where Rhea has gone very crazy with her sword.
The crossbow.
Okay, she now has her crossbow back in her
I say to Izzy, you should clean that up. And by the way, Thanesh is not impressed with what you guys have done. Like, he's a bit pissed off that he just ran in there bloodthirsty. He wanted to do it sneaky like.
You're taking too long, Thanesh. We don't have time for this.
Okay, we might leave that session there for today. I realised time's gotten away. I was having a lot of fun doing those combats with you guys.
Did
that was crazy.
we get XP for saving some people this time?
There's no XP in this tied to that.
Oh, we should have let them die.
Yeah, fucking hell. Next time I can go on their own. Fuck this shit.
But you got some very important information. I'll just quickly spell the names. So Phalistar, you could see, but the person that he was referring to, his boss, is a person named Sylvira, Sylvira.
Yeah, I got that.
Do you need me to read any of the information that he gave again, so you guys for your notes, or you're okay?
Yeah, great.
I'll make the notes tonight. I think we should be good. Just in regards to the secret rooms. I think that was really it, wasn't it? And he wanted the puzzle box.
The puzzle box, his boss, and his reasoning of why he was there.
Yeah. The reason was there was a pact between the Van Thampers and the demons.
Not quite. So
They're
his
investigating.
His boss Silvera is convinced that Thavius Krieg has struck a bargain with an archdevil, and a copy of the contract that would have been struck with him is signed and hidden in a magic puzzle box. That's what they're speculating. That's what they're investigating. And she's asking Fallister to help obtain proof of Krieg's crimes.
Okay. Yeah, I got that.
Though we also know from what Thirstwell said that doesn't the puzzle box open that gateway to hell or something like that?
That opens the evidence of the pact is what's rumoured to be in it.
First of all, had no idea what was in it.
Okay.
Or at least he didn't tell you if he had an idea of what was in it or not.
He's probably still alive up in the bath, is he?
I assume he's alive. We left him tied up there. Very good. Alright. Next week. I'm excited to come back to that. That was fun. Even though... Oh, actually, I want to point out Vinesh didn't drop to 0 hit points.
But he didn't do anything!
Yeah, he chilled out on all the battles, did nothing.
Might
Not a
have
literal thing.
been a different story if the giant toad didn't completely consume.
Yeah, well, I
the
was
guy.
there for that battle. The first battle, you guys all bloody effed off and left me doing my own thing. That's not my fault.
Well, you were taking too long.
No one says you have to fly.
You just kind of zoned out. You were standing there. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So we just started walking.
Yeah. In a party with a bunch of kids.
Hey, we tried, Richard. You didn't listen. You were deaf
I was deaf.
and blind.
I thought the description of that monster as well was pretty cool. A broad-shouldered figure with purple skin and a beard of wriggling snake-like tentacles.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Nope. Walk out of there.
Oh no, it's many nope ropes.
Oh, faceful. He keeps going for the Lego.
Mm.
Usually pretty good. So
Yeah,
we usually try and bring him in at about 9 o'clock. But Kel hasn't been feeling well, so she went to bed. So it was up to me to bring him in, and I feel really bad if it gets to 10 o'clock and he's not inside. So that's why I grabbed him midstream. Behaving. We took him to the dog park on Sunday, and I was really nervous about letting him go because he gets excited, he jumps on people, and because he's so big, he really frightens like kids and a lot of women as well. Just because he's huge and like he weighs over 30 kilos now. He just doesn't understand his own weight and how intimidating he is. He just wants to play. He just wants new friends. So generally I keep him on the lead so I can control him. But we went to the dog park and big caged area that you can just let him run around. And I was talking to one of the guys there and he's like, no, let him go. He'll be fine. He said, but if he gets attacked by another dog and he's on the lead, he can't defend himself. So just let him go. And I let him go and he was great. He didn't jump on anybody. But he just ran around and sniffed butts for like 40 minutes. He had the best time. So we'll be planning on doing that a lot more. And he's actually, since we took him, he's behaved way better here at home over the last couple of days. He just feels a little bit more content, which is really good. So more trips to sniff butts.
Very good. I'm pretty happy with that switch to Sacred Flame. That's a handy little cantrip to have.
It's a
Better
good
than
one. What'd you
mace.
swap out?
I had one, can't remember the name of it, but it let me give anyone +4 to any ability check.
Okay.
So it was more of an out of combat sort of thing.
Oh
You
yeah,
need
yeah.
Bless or something.
No,
Yeah.
you've got it as a skill. Sorry. No, you've got Bless as a spell, so it was
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
But it's
And
like a weaker version of it.
Yeah. But like, yeah, just having that like range spell, it's 1d8, so it's already better than the mace if it hits. And then yeah, not having to close the distance just gives me something else to do when I'm not doing something else. It's good. And radiant damage, which is helpful.
Especially against what we're fighting. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. When I get to level 5, Sacred Flame will be 2d8. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Actually, is that the same with my cantrips? They get a little
Yeah.
bit stronger?
Probably.
Everyone's gets stronger at level 5.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I gotta be careful.
Oh,
You guys.
2d10 firebots. Oh, okay, that's so cool.
Immune against everything is immune against it.
I gotta
Oh,
say that, speaking of you doing more damage, I was so sad that none of your Scorching Rays hit.
Yeah, I was sad too until I realized what had happened. Like, oh well. It's not a big deal that I missed all three. I was so
No.
shattered though. Every time I've tried to cast that spell, I've rolled 2 of the die very low and only 1 just hits. It's like, well,
Yeah. I was secretly hoping that all 3 were going to be like, oh yeah, it's 18, 18, and a 20. This is going to be so good. And then like you just light him up like he's the sun, and he just loves it.
Yeah,
And the
no
warm
effect.
fire gives him a tickle.
Hey, look, I thought my hey, look, I had a big impact on that. Like my glowy stick into the fight meant that Rhea could she missed that nat 1, and then all the other stuff.
Yep.
I don't think it helped. It was all me.
And that,
Give me credit for that fight.
that toad having 1 damage type that the guy did not have an immunity or a resistance to. So yes, because that fight would have gone a lot longer if he wasn't taking full acid damage.
Now you know what it feels like to have a big scary dude, and then have you guys walk in and do like just push him away like nothing happened.
He might be the biggest scary dude in there. He might not be.
Nah, he certainly won't be.
He got eaten
Naive.
by a frog. He can't be the biggest.
I feel like he was pretty tough. Yeah, I think he had a bit of health. I think we just did well. And yes, Apples, you did very well as the toad. We know. Good job.
I was looking at him and I was rechecking the character sheet and I'm like, God, I hope he's a large. I hope he's large. But no, he's medium and therefore he can be swallowed.
Have you always had that toad? Like, is it just the
I only
first
got it
time?
this level. I only got the ability to turn into things that can swim this level. At level 6, I can turn into things that can fly, and that's when shit's gonna get nasty.
I thought you could always turn into him, but you just couldn't do a swim action or a fly
Nope.
action.
The words say that I can't turn into anything with those attributes.
Okay. Yeah, and that hyena with her rampage is pretty cool. It was probably a bit unfair to give you that move and then bonus action. I don't know. I'll look it up, but it was the last one. He was on 2 HP. I figured, why not? Let's get everyone with.
Yeah, I was just really nervous that he was gonna kill the dude.
I've been reading about the familiar, and there's a couple of parts which I've been reading through an adventure, and there has been a familiar in it, and the familiar can actually talk back to the wizard. So it's not just one way. So I'll read into that a little bit more, because it sounds like that I can actually send Fip with a mission, and then Fip can actually communicate that back to me.
Oh, okay.
So that could be a lot better, and well, not better, but could have different uses rather than just me always going into remote camera mode and flying the drone through the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could say, hey, can you go and look for the next bad guy that you can see and let me know? And then he just flies off, and then, you know, in a couple minutes' time, you get a message saying, hey, boss, you should see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have to find out the way that it can communicate, and how the message is perceived. Just, you know, for role players, so to speak, you know, do I just get like a couple of squeaks in confirmation, or is it verbal? You know, what sort of information can come back? So that could be really
You have to spend 5 to 10 years studying birds,
Actually, I was almost tempted to change Fip's form.
only to realise
at
the
the
bird
moment,
can
so-
speak common.
What would you change him to?
I don't know, something that looks a little bit more in place for the dungeon that we're going through,
Spider.
rather than having an owl flying through a sewer or an aqueduct.
A giant turd monster.
uh,
We could potentially use that here, Darty. If you get... Yes. We're outside. Get a jar of dirt. Because there's water inside.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. So with the border closed, that puts an end to any hopes of a face-to-face game.
oh, for a little
Oh,
bit.
no, he can still come here. He just can't go home.
Yeah, you got to quarantine when you go back for 2 weeks.
I'm okay with that. I've been
Oh,
quarantining.
does that
for
mean
the
you
last
can
time
come
before.
down and have your 30th down here?
Might just have to do that. If not, I can come up here. Would be good fun. Yeah, because Mum, Dad, and Jonathan and Tanya were thinking of coming up. And so like we've gone out. We've been meaning to buy a bed, so we've gone out and bought a king size, and we're waiting for that to be delivered. But the driver was, one of them's going to need to stay here, so we can move our bed into the spare room, and that might not need to happen. But we get a nice new bed, which is going to be comfy.
Your birthday's August?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be okay by then.
I'm hoping so.
Although we might be up to 1,000 cases a day by then too, so who knows?
Has Warrnambool's cases been going up?
No, we've still got 0 cases here.
Okay, good.
We're low risk.
Yeah. See, if it'd be good if they could do some logic around that, but I mean, it makes more sense to just have a full lockdown, get it over and done with.
Yeah, because like at the moment, everyone around here is just going about their lives like it's normal, even though 2 suburbs away, shit's gone crazy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be trusting people.
I reckon Warrnambool's been fairly like that all the way through. Most people just didn't take it seriously.
Well, a lot of rural towns really do just have that low risk, so it's kind of like I don't expect you guys to have harsh lockdowns unless there's active cases there.
I reckon the reason they're doing it, so in America, what happened is all the little rural towns were all like, oh no, we're fine. One person gets it, the whole town gets it. They don't have a hospital for 2 hours that can handle it. And literally, like, people died. Like, half a town just fucking out for a couple of weeks.
No, well, Aaron Ledden was telling me in Port Fairy, when they called the lockdowns, most people were sensible, but the streets are still packed. And they were packed with all the elderly people, and he's like, you're all the people we're trying to protect. Go home. They're all out getting coffee and shit. And just,
Yeah, it's so funny. Like here, everything's pretty much back to normal. Like people are going to pubs. There's nightclubs aren't open, but people are going out having some drinks now, going out eating food and shopping like crazy. Like the mall was fucking packed. And it's funny, like a lot of the places haven't removed the social distancing stickers, so everyone's cramming into aisles. I'm getting bumped left, right, and center by elderly women that are like, I need to rush and get this from Kmart. And then we all get to the checkout and we line up all nice and neatly while we're social distancing, standing on the stickers. And then as soon as everyone's paid, they're rushing out through the door, bumping into each other. It's like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, it was pretty noticeable, like just the mall in Richmond. Once they started to ease restrictions, everyone just went, oh, it's fine now. And it was all normal. Heaps of people shopping. Even like you notice the employees at the supermarkets and all that, they stopped having someone always wiping down all the baskets and trolleys. Everything, everywhere just relaxed.
Yep. Yeah, that's the other part I noticed. And like all the Woolworths and Coles and that, they've all ripped up their flooring in a couple of the malls here that had all those stickers and notifications on them. So they're now just back to bare flooring. It's like, yep, we've got to get people in and buying shit as quick as possible now. Got to make up the loss of those profits.
ours still have them, but it didn't take them long to get rid of the security guards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might be back now that toilet paper's gone again.
Oh, in some places.
Oh, our Woolies was like shredded. There was only a couple of bits left. It's still there. It's not as bad as last time yet. But as soon as Melbourne, like, oh, we've hit 60 cases a day, toilet paper, gone. It's like, Why? Why?
Product limitations is probably going to ease that from happening again.
Supply and freight, this doesn't affect them. It's still going to be coming. You don't need to buy 60 rolls. Like,
Yeah, Nita said to me, we bought about a month ago a 48 pack because they were back in stock and we could buy them, and so we're like, oh, we'll just get one now, and we're down to half. And she says, oh, people are buying out of all the stuff in Victoria. Should we get another one? And I'm like, why? Well, that makes it part of the problem.
Use half of the 48 pack? Do you just eat toilet paper?
No. So here's the thing. Half of the bag is still in the cupboard, but because we've got 2 bathrooms here, they've both got a basket, and we can fit like 8 rolls in that basket, and those baskets are both full. She saw the bag and she thought, half.
Literally use 24 rolls of toilet paper in and I'm like, that's too much.
He wants to be clean, all right? Let the man use his toilet paper.
I don't care how many trees I kill as long as my butthole's clean.
We had to buy ours from a commercial company because we couldn't get any from the shops. So we ended up getting a 60 pack of that. Really, you go into the public toilet and you just sigh out and go, oh, I can't believe I have to, like, we had to use that. Like, it was horrible. And then we had 60 of them. We ended up throwing out like the last 10. Just like, no, we're sick of it. We can go buy the good stuff again.
You're being rich. That shit's worth like fucking gold.
Yeah, Fallout. Yeah, you got a Coca-Cola? I'll trade you 2 rolls of toilet paper.
Plant it in the backyard, get a toilet paper tree.
So are they out of toilet paper in Warrnambool?
No, our shops had a lot of people buying it, but it was still on the, like, it wasn't cleaned out. The shelves weren't bare, but there was maybe 20% on the shelves, whereas the day before it was like chockers.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the supermarkets acted quick enough to say no, only 1 per shopper, or if they still had the same people just going and buying 10 bags.
I think my side play was okay. I shop at the central one.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys will be fine. Although, I mean, one of the problems that happened in the first wave was you had people from Melbourne driving to all the rural towns to buy the shit. The problem is, it's the people that are in Melbourne that are sick and not the ones in the rural towns. So if they drive down and go to the rural towns, you're gonna get that chance of infecting people.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Also, restrictions on milk. We drink more milk than they let us buy.
Yeah, that annoys Carol because she gets the long life lactose free, and she's got limit of 2 on them now. So she has to go to like 3 shops to get the quantities that she drinks in a week. She drinks only 6 liters.
Piling.
I mean, if she bought 2 from one shop, paid for them, walked out, put them in the car, came back in, would they stop her from buying the other 2?
I would not do that. That'd be embarrassing.
I don't think
If
so.
you need the milk.
Well, places have done that with toilet paper.
Yeah.
People have been stopped doing that, but yeah. Who knows? They might.
Cool. Alright, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, no worries. It was a late one. That was a good game. Well done.
Yeah, you guys did well. Managing to see a bit more of the size of the under the villa.
And it seems that we saved prisoners.
You did. You did.
And mind you, that if I didn't insist on escorting these guys out, we would have had a repeat of the bathhouse.
No, we would have taken them with us and then potentially had an extra person.
They get assassinated by the 3rd prisoner, but we find.
That's why I had Raya on them.
No, it's done. We can be done with them. They're gone. We can catch up with them later.
No XP out of them, Darty. Could have killed him and got XP.
Yeah, you would have got much less than killing those guards.
3 XP each.
We killed 12 things that round.
Yeah. And I imagine like that whole scene was, I imagine you guys just running around like screaming, chopping stuff up while Dinesh is just like, oh, I can't believe they're doing this. So just like this big sort of sigh as you guys running around, murdering poor guards.
That's what I saw happening. Yep.
Everyone was like, I've got a new spell, guys.
Actually, if you didn't finish it by that round, Dinesh was probably going to be like, well, I don't know what's taking him so long. They're usually done by now, and then he would have stuck his head out to see what's going on.
And then instant death for Thanesh.
To be fair, that was 30 seconds. I think it was like 5 or 6 rounds in total. So yeah, about 30 seconds in total. Man, you get impatient pretty quick.
Oh, they couldn't even wait, like, what, a minute and a half in real time?
It was
in game time. And it was like 15 seconds in game time. Just have to wait for James to move the tokens and do another circle. And then we got to snuck them out.
To be fair, I stuffed. If my ice knife didn't kill all 3 of them, then we probably wouldn't have had as much stress dealing with them.
You're right. If you weren't there with your ice knife, we'd probably be dead.
Because it killed 2 and 1 ran away.
Especially Thanesh. He would have stuck his head out. Heads up.
There would have been more there to maul me as I slowly die.
When Thanesh sees a sword, he takes a wound.
He handed the dagger to Falistad. What was his name?
Come on. I feel like I'm ready for the next person now. I mean, I've had all my unconscious encounters, and Thanesh has, so who's next? I reckon Apple would have good luck.
Rock needs to be dropped to 0 several times.
He does. His confidence is shocking.
I know.
But I feel like it's not going to happen.
If he drops to 0, we're all fucked. Because he's literally the guy who takes all the hits. Except for when Thanesh is there, because then Thanesh takes the hits, then it goes back to Rock.
Well, it's kind of fucked that you can just turn into something, have a massive health pool, and if you die, it doesn't matter. You just revert back to your other form with full health.
It's the most bestest thing in the world ever. I love it so much. Though there was one time I did it, and I fucking come out of the form, and I'm like fucking squishy as hell, nearly dead, and everything was still on me.
That's because you turned into either a draft horse or the little spider, which weren't exactly meta choices.
Now
Good role play there.
You've used both of your wild shapes, though, haven't you, for this race?
He has now.
Yeah. But I've got like a shit pile of spell slots. Like I've never used my level 2 spell slots. Fuck's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Maybe he'll drop to 0 next session then. Got no more wild shapes. We have to. We get sick of short resting and we just keep going.
I have. I can cast good berries 4 times and get 40 hit points that way. But I'll be fine.
I want to know what happens because a good berry says that you feel full and sustained. So when you eat 2, do you feel like bloated? Does it get worse with the more that you eat?
You got a second box of KFC. Do you like feel bad about it, or do you just want a 3rd box?
I don't feel bad about it, but I keep eating it.
I feel bad about it 15 minutes later.
Yeah, after 1 box. Pizza apples. Pizza is your example.
Alright. Bye.
Yeah, good job. Alright, let's see you next week.